All right, hello people from the internet. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The time has come for me to play on stream once again. So here I am playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, as you can see. Um, I haven't played Crawl in a while. It really is like super slow. Drunk um, has been very slow for like a month at this point. Um, so So yeah, I haven't really been too inspired to play. However, regardless of that, sometimes I still want to play Crawl, even if it's not to try something new. And well, this is where we are today. Yes, today I want to play Crawl just because I want to play Crawl, not to try the new fancy thing. Um, so let's play Crawl. I'll play a Minotaur because I haven't played a Minotaur in actually quite a while. Let me tell you when was the last time I played a Minotaur. I'm going to guess that it's been several months, maybe a year, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, let's see. Last time I played a Minotaur was July 5th. I was playing a Minotaur Necromancer of Trog. Was that during the tournament? Maybe. Hmm. Minotaur Necromancer of Trog. Yeah, that's not what we're gonna be doing today. Gonna be doing Minotaur Fighter, sure strength. Um, we're gonna be doing good old flails. Run out of altars for temple times 2. Game's spoiling me a bit in the future of the character, or I guess not the character, but the layout of the dungeon. Okay. That's a new splash art. I saw it. The one with the kobold. I remember that the artist got asked to remove the real religion imaginary from that picture, so it could be added to Crawl. Um, Pretty cool. I think it's a Kobold of the Shining One, just like using Arbalest. It's not a terrible combination, though I do prefer it, or I did prefer it back in the day when Kobold had a bigger line of sight. The point of launchers is that you can hit monsters from afar, but Kobolds don't really get the chance to do that often. So yeah, it's still viable, not great, however. Um, yeah, so over the weekend I went to Mexico City and I did some stuff, the usual. I almost always go to Mexico City in the weekends, um, because I have found that it actually does a lot for me to do that. Um, I move to begin with. I go outside and do stuff, and physically doing things is good, even if it's as mundane as just walking around in public transportation. Yes, or on Saturday I went and visited a friend. Um, at his business, and we talked about my uncle's death and stuff. And he's had experience with that, like a lot of people have died in my friend's life, so he was more used to it. But for me, it really hasn't been the case. Like, there's some people that have died, but like we have all seen it coming, kind of thing. Um, it's been rough. This time, it's the first time in my life that someone dies and we were not expecting the person to die. But yeah, sometimes it is like that. So I was talking to him about that, and then I spent the night at his house. And then on Sunday, I went to my aunt's house, like my aunt whose husband died the other day. And yeah, I will be doing that every Sunday for the foreseeable future. It's something that I used to do a lot when I was younger, but I kind of stopped doing it. Okay, I saw the options and I was okay with all three of them, so I went for it. Um, wow, okay, melee combat is a pretty good curse. I'll put that on the +2 cloak that I have. Mm, So, as I was saying regarding my aunt, I'll be visiting her from now on much more frequently. Mm, it was something that I used to do a lot when I was younger, but as I grew older and my cousins and aunts also grew older, like our interests started to um, diverge too much from others, and that eventually like made me stop wanting to go. Like, why go when I am just not gonna interact with anyone and I'm just gonna do the same thing that I do at home but over there. That was when I was like 15 16 years old, and yeah, at the time that's just how it was. But you grow older and you realize that there's benefit in, you know, fighting for the family bonds and stuff. Like, it's not that my family were bad people or anything. It's just that I was not able to, not necessarily interact. Definitely not interact, but more like I was not able to transmit the things that I was interested in to them. So I had a little bit of an issue with that. That's what made me stop wanting to visit them when I was younger. But I think that I can get them interested in stuff that I am interested in, and vice versa. I have suggested that we like do um, weekly, like just family days, but like interesting family days, not just gathering and doing nothing, but like um, movies and board games and that kind of stuff. A lot of people in my family like to drink, so I feel like I could also just like make cocktails for them in the safety of their own houses and stuff, and that kind of thing. Just like you know, we are like doing family stuff by being together, but we're also doing stuff that we all enjoy. In my case, it would be making cocktails. In their case, would be drinking cocktails. So I feel like everyone would win from stuff like that. I would get the chance to share stuff that I like, and they would get the chance to share stuff that they like with people that they like. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that in my life personally. Mm. You get proud when your mom is rude at a restaurant. That's a privilege. Hmm. What do you mean? Yeah, I tell her to not be rude. In general, sometimes, like for some reason, my mom can be pretty rude to people who are working for her in one way or another. And she also does not trust anyone or anything. I wonder why. Um, but I always tell her like the person is just working. Like, let them be. Um, I actively call her out on that kind of stuff. Mm, okay, I like those curses. Yeah. Since I am gonna be a mostly melee character, I will definitely rejoice in having curses that help me with my melee abilities. Not interested in range combat. Definitely not. I used to be so embarrassed of your mom in public, but now that you're older, it doesn't affect you. You just apologize for her. Oh, you mean that your mom does it? Okay, yeah, I get it. Mm, it's pretty rough if your parents are like that. Mm, yeah, but like I don't just apologize. I actively call her out. Like, don't do that. You wouldn't want that to be done to you. I tell her, and she kind of realizes. Oh yeah, like probably not. Um, but yeah, it's rough. Human interaction. Fortunately, the part of my family that I was talking about, like the part of my family that is, or that was close to my uncle who died, is all kind of close to my age. Not really, or not that much, but somewhat close to me in age. Um, I guess it ranges from like 10 years older than I am to about the age that I am right now. Okay, I found a Laja tank, so I have to use it. Um, Yeah, we don't just pass Elijah Tank so early into the game. Drop the buckler. Say hello to my endgame weapon. Now every scroll of enchant weapon that I find will go straight to that item. Mm, it's a good thing that I came back to this level and decided to challenge Grinder. Could have backfired, but it really wasn't the case this time. I got a chance to pick up a really strong item. Yeah, Elijah tanks are kind of insane. Extremely powerful. Stereotypical Jewish whining about anything, everything lady? Ah, I see. Sometimes it is like that. Mm, when it comes to the previous generation, it's not necessarily like a boomer thing or anything, but it's just previous generation. The world that they lived in was entirely different from the world that we live in, so it's very hard for them to empathize and to um, adjust, I guess we could say it. Are Logio tanks worth it? That good to swap even unbranded? Yes. So here it is. Logio tank. Base damage 16. Base attack delay 1.4. Logio tanks are kinda like the greatest thing that you could find in the game, especially on D3. Like on D3, it's impossible to find something better than this unless you get like a super busted a super busted artifact is what I was thinking of. For comparison, the flail deals only 10 base damage and has the same attack delay. And something that would kind of be equivalent or like that could actually challenge the Leia tank on maces would be the Great Mace. But the thing about the Great Mace is that while it does deal a little bit more damage than the Leia tank, it also is much slower, which makes me have to train it to 20 for min delay, as opposed to the 14 that I have to train for the Leia tank. So getting a Leia tank to min delay is really fast, like really easy, and it's like legit a super strong item. By the way, I have Potion of 3, so I can just drink that to avoid Menkaure. Prevent Menkaure from killing me. Good morning, Sally Paints, even though for me it's 9 p.m. I was thinking about not streaming today, but like I have not streamed a lot since the thing with my uncle happened, and yeah, at the end of the day, that's not a healthy thing to do. After all, like streaming and creating content in general does mostly support my livelihood and that kind of thing. So I definitely should continue doing it. Yes. So another thing that I haven't really been doing is watching sumo. The sumo season is right now, but I haven't not watched any of the tournament. Like I watched like the first 2 days, and then the news dropped. In fact, like my uncle had the accident the same day of the tournament start. So yeah, the whole mood for the tournament was kind of spoiled because of that. I'll probably watch it all, but in a while, not immediately. I will put this Curse of Melee Combat in the ring. Now I have 10 staves. Yeah, it's kind of cheating with like being a Minotaur is just kind of cheating because they're so obscenely powerful. The early game is kind of a joke. Like to be completely honest, it really is kind of a joke. But the more the game progresses, the more difficult it gets. I am personally not a good melee character player. Yes, I do much better when it comes to mages. It's just that melee characters can go through the game much faster. And I kind of wanted a fast character today because I'm gonna end much long after midnight. Like, yeah, if this lasts for 3 hours, I would appreciate it. But I don't intend on leaving it unfinished. I intend to finish this character in one sitting. In my opinion, the best crawl characters are the ones that I can finish in one sitting. Like those ones are pretty nice. By extension, I don't like extended. Like you all already know that I don't like doing extended. I barely do it. But part of the reason why is because extended takes almost always more than one sitting. I think I have an extended run that took me like 6 or 7 hours. Theoretically, you could do that in one sitting, but it's not the healthiest thing to do. You would still need breaks, and at that point, I would probably just rather do something else. Um, so that's why I don't do extended. Well, one of the many, many reasons why I don't do extended, I suppose. Oh no, this is the one with distortion. Yeah, we don't wanna be in the vicinity of that knoll. We actually wanna go downstairs. Hmm. Have I tried HEPA? What is HEPA? Sorry to hear that. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just been um, complicated. It's the kind of thing that I have not ever experienced in life. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's part of living. You never have your life guaranteed. It is a rather fragile thing, life. Mm, I thought that I had like that life lesson already well learned from Kroll. But like I apply it to myself like at all times. I am very careful IRL and I like don't do things that could kill me IRL. Just like I wouldn't do things that could kill me in Kroll. But yeah, what I failed to take into account when it came to that mentality is that it can happen to other people. Um, another thing that I was thinking of, like that went through my mind when the thing with my uncle happened was that it was like a pretty unfair thing. Um, and yeah, like that made me kind of rethink about the thing that I like the least about Crawl, which is the, in my opinion, rather excessive level of randomness. I couldn't help but like draw parallels between what happened to my uncle and I don't know, dying in Crawl. The thing is that dying IRL is kind of a bit more severe and permanent than dying in Crawl. At the very least, if you die in Crawl, you can just start a new character. So yeah, yeah. Life is not particularly fair, it seems. It's not very well balanced, it seems. Someone should fix that at some point. Mm. You have been having serious difficulty playing Hunter. Hunter. When it comes to Hunter, I've never really gotten truly adjusted to the way Hunter is right now. I am not a big fan. I, however, was a big fan of the old version of Hunter that used ammunition. I really like that one. So if you don't mind playing, I think 0.28 still has ammunition. You could try Baraki Hunter. Um, you could even go um, further back and play a version with Kobold. When I started the stream, I was talking about Kobold Hunter because I got a Kobold Hunter splash art. Oh, come on. It's so annoying. The eels are extremely annoying. They're some of my least favorite enemies, the eels. Never like them. In my opinion, they shouldn't exist. Mm, mm, mm. Could be argued that is the least severe as you no longer have problems after you die. But yeah, on the other hand, like having problems is also part of human existence, and even if something like an afterlife exists, does it really matter if you cannot make impact in the world? That's the way that I see it. Like, I think that something that is worth it regarding life, even through all of the annoyances and problems and inconveniences of life as it is that you can make a positive impact to just make life better in the future for people in general. Like it doesn't even need to be your family or stuff. It just people in general. At the end of the day, in my opinion, the ultimate goal in life is to just make the world a better place or to be a positive impact on the world. That's how I always say it. And I try, like, actively try to go through life doing that. Even something as simple as this, which is like streaming, I consider that to be something that leaves a positive impact on the life of people because I don't know, like I am here playing, and you may get something out of what you're watching here on the stream, um, or you may be like you may get something from my gameplay, like it may help you learn the game and play better, or you may get something else. At the very least, you could get entertainment out of my experience with the game, like just watching the stream. And at the end of the day, if that distracts you a bit of your mortal worries that we all have, then at the very least, that's something good that I'm doing for the world. That's how I like to think about it. That's part of the reason why I stream. Mm, so yeah. You're watching this show on Animal Planet. The largest soft-shelled turtle in the world is about to go extinct because the only male in captivity broke his penis. Life isn't fair. Sometimes it is like that. Yes. Ouch. Yeah, that sounds rather painful and unpleasant. Oh, this guy had a plus 10 dagger. I got plus 2 swamp skills. I think that I want to destroy my scale mail to wear these swamp skills. Yeah, now I have a little bit more armor class and a little bit more um, and poison resistance. I already had that from my ring of poison resistance. Well, now I can destroy that if I ever need to. Um, okay, we got a scroll blinking out of here. Mm, Being an Ashenzari worshipper, I could even cast some spells. I think that I would cast the translocation spells that support melee, and that's pretty much all that I would cast, I think. This Bailey was not very good, but obviously being a Minotaur, I don't particularly care. Minotaurs are kinda really broken. Yep. I've even been able to tab ogres, like very early ogres, and it's not been an issue. That's how strong Minotaurs are. It also helps a lot that I have a really strong weapon as well. Mm. Okay, 2 ogres and a steam dragon. I think that I can beat them. I don't think that we are gonna have issues with these guys. Okay, there we go. You come in empty-handed and you leave empty-handed. What matters are your experiences you have had and the impact you leave behind. Yep, it is like that. Really is like that. Playing games with permadeath helped me realize that kind of thing. Like it doesn't matter how well you do, but what you leave not necessarily behind in the case of games, but like the experience that you gain through the games, like help you do better next time you play a crawl character. And that doesn't translate to life perfectly, but it kind of does apply because like even if you don't get to see the result of the experiences that you have left, you also can teach the next generation and that kind of stuff. If I find an animate dead, will I use it? Probably not. It is a summon spell. I don't like summon spells. Funny thing that you mentioned animate dead because I just got a companion curse, which I'm probably not going to use. I think that I cannot break anything else because if I do, I will lose the ID from Ashenzari. Like I will lose my first pip of piety, so I'll just hold on to destroying more things. This ring is really good. -2 intelligence, but like there's no guarantee that I'll be casting. The ring is amazing, however. Resistance to electricity and fire resistance, plus stats in the stats that I care about are very good things. Fortitude curse, I like that. We can curse the swamp scales, yeah. I think I'll train fighting to 12. I was gonna train it to 18 because I had a curse, but I think that instead I'm gonna train it to 12, and then I'm gonna train for armor. I already have min delay on my Laya tank. By the way, I should brand it. Oh, I got flaming. That's really good. I could enchant it now. Yeah. I find it kind of hard to believe that I only, or that I have not found enchant weapon. It's quite unfortunate. I really have not found it. It's not here. Hmm. Attacks of opportunity are a nice addition. You think they will remove attacks of opportunity? I do think that that the tax of opportunity will be removed. There was some heavy talk about that in the start of this development version. I remember reading something about attacks of opportunity removal. But the dev that was gonna do it kind of backed off from it because he felt that he would be in the receiving end of too much backlash, which is pretty funny because I think the majority of the backlash was presented when attacks of opportunity were introduced to the game. Um, I don't know what the suggested fix for it would be. It's complicated. Yeah, it's very very difficult to fix that without like making some major changes to the game, specifically to the early game. I think starting kits were buffed when attacks of opportunity were introduced, but the buffs were minor compared to how much of an impact in early game difficulty attacks of opportunity had. And I am talking about that while blazing through the early game like it's nothing, um, because I'm thinking of species that are not Minotaur, let alone Minotaur that have found a Elijah tank on D3. Yeah, like that kind of character is just ridiculously strong. But the majority of characters are not gonna be as ridiculous as this one. Um, hmm, what is this? +2 boots. Okay, there's nothing there for me. There's a hat, and as a Minotaur, I need a hat. But I don't think I care too much. I don't even have the ability to enchant it yet. Alright, we find Nergal. Nergal is a joke. No curse of melee combat. I like that. We're gonna be cursing the boots. Oh, come on, more eels? The only time in this game that I've come even remotely close to dying has been because of eels. Yeah, all of the consumables that I've had to use are have been forced from me by eels. Eels are just extremely annoying. I've always been of the idea that eels do not belong in crawl because they add more annoyance and they add tactical, you know, interesting situations to the game. You used to play some big crawl back in the day, and they had some interesting fix for stair downs abuse. There was a chance that if you go down the stairs, you would trigger a trap and be teleported to a random location at the lower level. Sometimes that would actually be a good thing because um, there's some situations where you go like downstairs where you're literally surrounded by monsters, and that can be very annoying, especially in levels that only have one entrance, such as lair branch entrances in general. Lair 1, Vault 1, Depths 1. Depths 1 is probably one of the ones that I have that issue the most on. I'm gonna go downstairs to the 11 because I really don't want to auto-explore into the eels again. The most annoying thing is that I have resistance to electricity in a shop, but I just cannot afford it yet. Okay, I can beat this gargoyle, no joke. Yeah, no problem dealing with that gargoyle. The thing about that is that I normally with like the vast majority of characters that I play, I wouldn't be able to do that. But this is a Minotaur. I have 24 strength and Elijah Tank of Flaming at min delay. I can kill almost anything that the game presents at me right now. So I do that. Look at that. A part of the level that I had not explored yet. That's actually quite convenient. This guy's hurting. Dark Flail of Venom. Okay, it had a very beefy weapon. If I had not found a Layatang, I would be very happy to switch to using that. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. I saw stairs, however. Mm, where are these stairs? Oh, come on. Oh, well, I guess I have to take them. What levels haven't I cleared? Because, oh, my D11 D6 had distortion. We can do that. My D11 had some part of the level that I wasn't able to access. Yeah, the level didn't really have a lot of experience for me. I'm good at Ashenzari. I think I can go downstairs to D12. Normally, one of the greatest worries when it comes to going into D12 before doing Lair is that you can get shafted into D15, which can have depths enemies. So you take a pre-lair character and you throw it towards, or like you throw it against some depths enemies like stone giants and stuff, Etians. The pre-lair character is probably not gonna do very well. Um, but Ashenzari saves me from that. Ashenzari is extremely powerful. In my opinion, Ashenzari is no joke the best god in the game. I really have to do those tier lists. I keep saying Ashenzari is the best gun in the game, but yeah, I truly believe it. Minotaur of Ashenzari might be like the most powerful thing that you can do in this game. Because Minotaur is already really strong, so usually the only way that you would die in the early game is if you get absolutely sacked by like a shaft or a teleport trap. Ashenzari gets rid of that. Not to mention that Ashenzari also gets rid of the not knowing what kind of consumables you have thing that affects literally every other crawl character. So yeah, tax of opportunity are good because they reward you for being a fast class like Spriggan. I don't think so. In my opinion, fast classes are pretty lame. I much prefer to play slow classes like Baraki than playing a fast species like a Spriggan. Um, the reason why is because I think that there's an absolute ton of stuff that those species that have what could you yeah, like the species that have a lot of movement speed have a lot of very crippling weaknesses that straight up make the game not fun, in my opinion. Like Spriggan and Cat are the two that come to mind as of right now, the most obvious examples. And both of those are like literally the least played species for me. Literally, like I actually don't play them because I don't think they're fun. So yeah, I would play something like Baraki, which is a rather weak species because of the slow movement that they have, but they also have a lot of benefits. Like they have good HP, they have great aptitudes. The increased line of sight is actually a bonus if you think about it. If you're using launchers, the increased line of sight is really good. Um, so yeah, Spriggans don't have anything like that. Mm. Oh yeah, Skeletal Warrior. Extremely aggravating. The reason why it's annoying is because it actually can take a hit from me, as you can see. Like I failed to deal damage to it like 5 times in a row. Um, yeah, more than 5 times in a row. These things are just insanely, ridiculously tanky. Um, and it can hit me pretty hard in return. Mm, Probably one of the few things that I actually should be worried about. Mm. Ways to have fun with Cat Spriggan, but you have to be in the mood to grind. Yeah, I'm never in the mood to grind. I don't think grind is something that belongs in crawl. Cat and Spriggan are extremely, extremely tedious in my opinion. Like mm, when it comes to Cat specifically, you lose a lot of what makes the game interesting. Like, you don't get items other than consumables. So, I do a lot of that in my personal gameplay. I think that you all have noticed, if you have seen me play before, how I like modifying stuff like changing gear and stuff to give myself the best resistances to be able to, not die. Spriggan, or like, well, Spriggan to a certain degree has that, but not as much. It's not as free as with other species, but cat legit doesn't have it. So you have a really, really bad species with like the worst HP in the game that cannot equip gear to give itself more robustness, and that will be crippled when it comes to resistances for like literally the entirety of the game. Yeah, like I don't play cat for a reason. As the only thing that I have to say regarding cat, the 11 Skeletal Warrior. Ah, that's unfortunate. If I have to deal with a Skeletal Warrior upstairs, I might as well deal with this one first. Evocations and Cunning is a pretty good curse. We are going to be putting that on the ring, and I won't curse the Lie Attack until I enchant it. I don't think that I'll be able to enchant it to +9, but I think that I'll be able to enchant it somewhat. You know what I mean? Grind like tedious grind? You mean like invest lots and lots of time per enemy? Yeah, that's at the end of the day, that also encompasses my definition of grind. Like, I'm not playing this to spend like 10 minutes per fight because there's literally hundreds of fights in a single playthrough. I feel like if I was doing that, I would probably be playing something like Fire Emblem. Funnily enough, I've been playing Fire Emblem a lot in my free time. And yeah, Fire Emblem is a game where like one level, one fight can take you a couple of hours, and it's completely fine because that's how the game is supposed to be. But in Crawl, like there's just so many fights that you cannot afford to do that. That's what makes me lose patience with Cat the most. I am never, literally never, in the mood for doing such a thing whenever I'm playing Crawl. If I'm playing Crawl, it's not to engage in that kind of thing, is what I'm trying to say. They can escape and reset the fight. Their strength, tedious, and betting and fun. Yeah, like there's that. Like having the ability to run away from everything lets you get away with things that would kill other characters. But on the other hand, other characters wouldn't be in that kind of situation because other characters would just have resistances, have HP, have armor class. The resistances that matter. Cat has evasion, but evasion, everyone knows that evasion is not real. Evasion doesn't do anything as your main defense because at the end of the day you can still get two-shot with 40 evasion. With 40 armor class that can also happen, but it is significantly less likely. It doesn't help that a lot of the characters that have a lot of armor class also happen to have a lot of HP to go along with said armor class. Cat doesn't have that. The only way to have that with Cat is to have statue form, and no background starts with statue form. You have to get lucky to have a cat that is kinda, not awful. So yeah. That's why I don't play Cat. I'm sitting in the Cat removal waiting room since Cat was first implemented in the game. That's how much I dislike cats. I legit don't think that they are a good thing for the game. I would play 10 mummies before I played a single cat. Yeah, mummy is pretty difficult, but it is at least it has HP, and it also has all the armor slots, so it can get resistances. Cat doesn't have that. Yeah. So Rocky Hunter wouldn't be a bad idea considering the line of sight. Now to do Hep or Ash. Hep is pretty good. Yeah, just go Knight with your Hep Ancestor and have it be in front of you. You can do some really, really fancy stuff with the Hep Ancestor. If you want to see some of what you can do, I would recommend you to watch some of my multiple Hep playthroughs that I have on YouTube. I recently uploaded one. I think it was last weekend or so. I don't know. It was within the last 2 weeks. Time has been kind of blurry a lot ever since the thing happened with my uncle. But yeah, I recently had a character like that like you can tell the ancestor to fight something and then swap the ancestor away and like swap you with your ancestors, like you run to safety or so, like stuff like that. You can do a lot of very creative and very powerful stuff with the Hep ancestor. I would recommend you to have a Knight ancestor. The other ones are not tanky enough to do the truly fancy stuff, and I feel like in general having a tanky ally apports more than having a Hexer or a Battle Mage. If I had to pick one species god combo for the rest of my life, or for the rest of time, it would probably be Deep Elf of Behemoth. Yeah, that's not very difficult. Um, Deep Elf of Behemoth is what I would go for. You can try Fedas too. Fedas is strong. I still won Cat Worshipper of Trog in 3 attempts, indeed, Ritrin. It was awful. It was pretty bad. But it wasn't impossible. You know, I've had a much worse experiences with Cat. Like the Cat Hexer. I put it on YouTube if you wanna see the Cat Hexer. It took me like 7 hours to go through that character, and I didn't even win the character. I died in Elf. It was extremely, extremely bad. I would not play that again. But Cat Berserker wasn't so terrible. I thought that it was gonna be much worse since you don't get access to magic, on top of the all terrible things that Cat already has to, you know, be subject to just because it's Cat. What do I train now? Evocations. That's actually what I should train now. I can buy that ring. I should probably go buy it right now. Amulet of Reflection, enchant weapon. We're gonna be putting that on the light attack. Let me also turn on pick up 4 scrolls of enchant weapon because I have it turned off in my RC file because I usually just take up space until I actually have a weapon that I want to enchant. But in this case, it just happened to be that the weapon that I want to enchant is the weapon that I already have. So yeah, I am not a fan of these electric heals. But that won't be for much longer because I will be buying resistance to electricity right now. Shatter the chains. The ring of poison resistance. Yes, because I already have that. Alrighty. Let us continue. Oh, I put on a Ring of Mana. I don't want a Ring of Mana. I want this Randart ring that's really, really good. I think that will stay with me for the rest of the game, so it actually should be cursed with a curse that I want to have for the rest of the game. Something related to Fortitude would be really nice. If I get Self and Fortitude, that would be literally the perfect curse. Because when it comes to offense, I am set, I think. I would need a little bit of defense to go with my offense, however. You tried Feras, but you found the enemies got through it faster than you could kill. Baraki has an ability to jump away from stuff. Do not forget to use it because it's probably like the most important part of Baraki. They don't have the ability to walk away, but they can jump away. So as long as you can kill things before you need to jump away twice, you should be perfectly fine. Melee combat and introspection. That's literally the curse that I was asking for, melee and self. So we are putting it on the ring because that's... oh, it's not literally what I wanted, but it is very close. Melee combat and introspection is not Fortitude and introspection. Still good enough to, have for the rest of the game, because I'm not taking off that ring. I have 3 intelligence, I hadn't noticed. Probably will have to increase intelligence for level 15, which is kinda approaching. Fortitude and Cunning. I want that curse. That's also a really good curse. Fortitude and Cunning. I'll put it on the globes. It's okay. We have 5 scrolls of enchant armor. It's gonna be good if I find something like a +4 plate of something later in the game when I go to Orc. Because if I find such a thing, I would be able to almost fully enchant it and then curse it, and I would just use that for the rest of the game. The volcano is so close yet so far. I don't have. Oh, I do have digging. Okay, never mind. Sure, I guess I can try going there. This is not stone, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, faster than just um, going around trying to find the way in. I don't have fire resistance. Oh, I do have fire resistance. The ring that I just put on has fire resistance, so that's a pretty great thing to see. And specifically doing gargoyle due to a natural armor class game. Since armor's lowest fire rate, that's not a terrible idea, but on the other hand, I also don't like Gargoyle. In general, I don't like species that have low levels of HP. I feel like HP is a very important thing to have on pretty much every character. So I generally play characters that have a decent amount of HP. I like Ogre a lot, but I don't think Ogre is that good in this version. The shield sorry, the shield nerf did a number on Ogre. Like it actually hurt quite a lot. So I haven't really been playing Ogre a lot. Hopefully Ogre gets compensated for that in the near future because I really like the species. But not or like being so penalized for using a shield is pretty lame. Okay, this chainmail of fire resistance might be a thing that I upgrade to. I could fully enchant it. I don't particularly want to, but I could fully enchant it. I would prefer to enchant a plate or something else. I don't even need to enchant what I happen to get in the near future, like what I was talking about hypothetically, whether it is plate or chainmail or whatever. I could just wait until the very late game and just enchant and curse gold scales, as I almost always do. Just like go for gold scales. It's gold scales' fault for being so good. If other items were as good as gold scales, I would probably pull the trigger on doing that kind of thing earlier in the game. But that is just not the case. So normally Death Yaks on Lair 3 would be difficult, and Lair 2 as well, because I also found some Death Yaks here. But this character is so absurd that it doesn't really matter. This is kind of what I was looking for when it came to me playing Crawl today. I needed a character exactly like this one. So I'm glad that it is delivering. I already have some really, really good stuff taken care of, such as resistance to electricity, fire resistance. I only need willpower now to be not necessarily impervious to death, but like to be in pretty good shape. It would be nice if I had something to curse. I'm not cursing the Lajatang of Flaming yet. I want it to be more powerful. It is a shame that I have this beautiful melee and self curse because I cannot put it on anything. Did I ever go back to that hat bolt? I didn't, but you do make a good point. I should go back to the hat bolt to get the hat, to curse the hat, so I don't waste the curse that I have. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't have done it. Okay, these guys are not really that dangerous. Watch me get vanished by a distortion attack. I don't think any of these guys have distortion. No, there's one. One of these guys have distortion. Yep, that one. Very spooky. Also, the Chaos branded one was kind of scary, but all that it did was haste me, which is pretty nice. These Cobalt Bolts are pretty bad because of the distortion guys. Okay, so we curse the hat with that incredible curse. And now we have 16 fighting and 17 stapes, 16 maces too. There's a chance, like I could reasonably switch to something else with this character. I could switch um, to a great mace, maybe. I wonder what's up with this bolt. I don't think I want to find out. Yeah, I don't think I want to find out. Do you think Minotaur of Ashenzari is free win the character? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Earlier in the stream, I said that this is probably like the single most powerful thing that you can ever start in Crawl, because Minotaur is ridiculously strong in the early game, which is the part that's most likely to kill you. Um, and the only thing that could reasonably kill a Minotaur, apart from like just playing very poorly, is getting hit by an exploration trap, which Ashenzari prevents. And even if you find yourself in a bad spot, Ashenzari identifies your entire gear, so you know what options you have access to, and you will almost always have an option that saves you from whatever predicament you find yourself in. So yeah. Extremely, extremely strong, I tell you. Vocations and elements. I could get that, but I'm not gonna get that. I'm not gonna get that. Kinda crazy that I've only found one enchant weapon. It's a shame. Very rarely do I have such an exquisite weapon that I actually gonna put everything towards so early into the game. But the time that I do, I don't have anything to put towards it. Okay, enchant armor. I might grab that. Wow, this is kind of a pretty lame Bailey. Yeah, pretty bad Bailey. Or not Bailey Gauntlet, but still. The best thing that we have here is probably the Scroll of Enchant Armor. I guess that's what I am gonna have to pick. Yep. Let's take a look, because I think I see. Green Dead is fine. I have the resistance, otherwise I wouldn't really risk it. Flying Skulls, also easy. What's in the final one? Entropy Weaver. That could be scary, but it's probably not gonna be so bad. I'll need the Ring of Mana. Yeah, I'll never use that. Okay, get Poison Arrowed for 3 damage. Oh, you guys have reaching. You are right. You have reaching, so I should reposition so that I am not hit by you guys. Alrighty. I think they can make you weak, and that would actually have been a pretty bad thing, because I wanted to kill the Green Death rather quickly. Okay, so Scroll of Poison, and then we just sit here and wait for these things to die. 18 fighting. Oh man, Ashenzari is so broken. Yeah, I guess that's the only way to put it. Ashenzari is like actually super broken. Look at my skills at the early stage of the game that I'm in. I should probably train some throwing now that I think about it. I wonder if Ashenzari enhances throwing somehow. Ranged combat enhances throwing. The thing that I have been ignoring enhances throwing. Okay, good thing to keep in mind. Okay, this guy has silver jabs. It's not so bad, but it could be kind of spooky. Think that I'll train for jabs, because I think that I will be using quite a bit of jabs. Okay, we slow the Minotaur. We poison the Minotaur. We walk away from the line of sight of the Minotaur. We refresh the poison and the slow on the Minotaur. Minotaur is heavily wounded. I think we can get the kill just by throwing a net. Oh, or maybe not. The net missed, but I still killed the Minotaur like it was nothing. Yeah, Minotaur is kinda ridiculous. I insist. In fact, I would say that the thing that kills me the most when I play Minotaurs is hubris. Like me playing poorly instead of me getting killed by the game, which does sometimes happen whenever I play other weaker species. But Minotaur is like the pinnacle of melee, just like I consider Deep Elf to be the pinnacle of the pinnacle of magic. What else do I have to equip? A shield. Okay, I'm pretty much fully cursed apart from the Laja tank. I only just noticed. It's a shame that I cannot really curse the Laja tank until later in the game when it is enchanted. Um, and so normally you would kinda like sacrifice all the benefits that you would have from um, pulling the trigger on whatever you want to pull the trigger earlier in the game, as opposed to later in the game. But with Ashenzari, like I think that's a rather minimal loss that I submit myself to be completely fair. Like the difference between 5 and 6 pips of pipe is probably not gonna be that much. I'm already melting everything, like things are getting one shot and that kind of thing. So it really is not an issue. Mm. So yeah, oh, I don't have resistance to corrosion. Perhaps it is not the wisest thing to run towards some Moklov plants without resistance to corrosion. Yeah, hunters. I haven't played a hunter in a while. I did play a Deep Elf hunter at the start of this version. If you want to see the experience, I think I played a Deep Elf hunter, but I don't know if I played another hunter because I think there's already been 2 range reworks in what's gone in the time that has passed since this 0.30 started being developed. Mm. Ashenzari keeps offering me curses that I cannot take, unfortunately. Find it pretty interesting that Ashenzari or like hasn't offered me elements curses and stuff for a while. I wonder if whatever curse Ashenzari offers you is dependent on what you are actually using to kill things. It may be the case. Boy, this is such a strong character. Like, the things that I'm fighting and like the situations that I'm getting into are actually kind of spooky, or would be if it was any other character. As you can see, this character got petrified, and it was like nothing for it. So yeah, really strong character. Its one weakness, willpower. Hopefully I can get a source of willpower in the near future to avoid any further hex complications. Mm. You got your first win a while back with Minotaur Fighter of Oka, so you figured a ranged character would be a second easiest to try for a second win. I think that I have said it like every time, but every time that I get a new player on the stream, I recommend just giving Deep Elf a try, because that's the thing that did it for me. I played a Deep Elf, and my experience with Crawl completely changed thanks to playing a Deep Elf. My only regret is playing Spriggan before playing Deep Elf, but at least playing Spriggan taught me the valuable lesson that we were discussing earlier, how like it's just straight up a miserable experience. It was kind of close to making me quit Crawl because that was also something that was heavily recommended by people as something good, and I found it to be anything but. But I'm very glad that I didn't. I'm very glad that I continued playing. That's why I always tell people to continue playing, because the variety of the experience is actually kind of wild. Like you can play, it's literally the same game with 2 different characters, and you can have 2 completely different experiences. Um, so yeah, it's just a matter of finding what you like to do in the game and doing that, or doing other stuff if you want to do that, I guess. I have another scroll of enchant weapon. Let's put it on the Laja tank. It's D13. It's not gonna be a hard ice cave. I don't have cold resistance. It might be spooky, but it really shouldn't be that terrible. Yes. Oh, immediate regret, by the way. Yeah, I think it's gonna be terrible. I have some jabs, silver jabs that I can throw to these guys. Mm. You need to be more patient. Sometimes it is important to have that level of patience. Oh, you should have seen me a couple of years ago on stream. Like there were a couple of situations where I was close to dying and I like overanalyzed everything, and that got me to leave. So I guess it really isn't overanalyzing if it gets you the win, but that kind of thing doesn't really happen to me that much. I think that playing on stream has helped me improve a lot, so I seldom get into situations that would kill me. And even less frequently, I overanalyze or like try to think of everything to try to save me. Um, but yeah, I still do it every now and then. Mm. Okay, let's try to reach the ice statue because I already invested a lot of damage into it. I threw all my jabs at it. I wanna kill it before it regens. That's fine. I think that I can probably run towards it. I got a curse. Beguiling and companions. Okay. Perhaps the thing that I was thinking of, like where Ashenzari was just giving me curses of things that I was actually using, was um, just confirmation bias that I got too many of those things in a row. Mm. Oh, I went in a huge unnecessary circle. What's up with that? Huh. That's interesting. Why did that happen? Hmm. Not that it matters. I killed the two ice statues because this character is kind of ridiculous. So even though I do not have cold resistance, I still have a large tank of flaming, admin delay, and a lot of accuracy. So things are dying really, really quickly. I hit really hard with a type of damage that these guys are weak to. Okay. Yeah, whenever I have Simulacrum next to me, it's kind of spooky. The Dream Shard necklace. In case this character was not gonna die, now it's gonna not die even harder. This thing is literally an amulet of life saving from NetHack. Um, it shatters if its wearer takes lethal or near lethal damage, preventing the blow and releasing protective dreams that heal and fight for the wearer. Very strong, very strong. The thing about this is that it literally doesn't do anything until you die. So that's its own downside. Um, you are sacrificing your amulet slot for the certainty that the next time you die, you are not gonna die. Um, and at the same time, you sacrificing your amulet slot might cause you to die. So there's that. But it is not as bad as you think. Um, I don't think I've ever won using that item, but I appreciate it. It's also a rather new inclusion to the game, so yeah, it's not like I have played a lot with that necklace over the course of many years. I've only encountered it like 2 or 3 times ever since it was implemented. Mm. I think it would be cool if you could see when something was implemented in the game. Oh, look at that. It's Kirky and Francis. Okay, Francis, I am strong enough to disrespect, but Kirky could still be scary if she turns me into a pig, so we silence Kirky. Intelligence, I said, because walking around with 3 intelligence is actually kinda not very good. I should probably go do orc. Go orc. All right, there's a netting right here. Um, Okay, I have Blink, I have Vice Electric Charge. I assume that I have Manifold Assault. I do. Okay, those were the things that I was thinking of that I could consider learning with my character. Blink, Manifold Assault, and Vice Electric Charge. And pretty much nothing else because I don't. I guess if I'm gonna be getting if I'm gonna be getting Manifold Assault, I could also get Passage of Golubria. I don't think I see it here, but I could get that when I eventually find it. I think that I'll start training for that kind of thing after I train throwing to Mendeley, or like after I train javelins to Mendeley. Okay, I'm carrying all the javelins that exist in the game. What I'm gonna do is re-teleport and then go downstairs because I have a net in right here, and yeah, we don't wanna be in melee range of that. The character might be very strong, but it is hit really, really hard. I think that I could kill it if I throw some Kirare at it, but I need to be careful. You have been doing some Ashenzari Jin runs, but um, you keep getting smashed around? I see. It can be difficult. When I recommended Jin, I didn't recommend it because I thought that it would be easy to win. I recommended it because I think that playing Jin gives you exposure to a lot of the spells that the game has to offer, so you can figure out which ones you like and which ones you don't without having to commit to the investment. In those spells as you would have to with pretty much any other character. Mm, yeah, Jin are incredible. I am a big fan of Jin. I think they are a great inclusion to the game. You know what? I have a one device plus with 56 charges, and I'm weak, and I don't have to deal with you guys. So I'm just gonna use it and kill everyone. Uh-huh. Yep. Wow, that's some big damage that Ice Blast is dealing. It really got the job done. Plus one great mace right there. I could reasonably switch to that from the Laja tank. Not that it is that important to do. I think that I could win with the Laja tank. It's just that the great mace deals slightly more damage. It is not branded, however, so would not deal as much damage as what the Laja tank is currently doing until I got it branded. Ashenzari keeps offering me curses, and I don't have anything to curse, so I'm gonna ignore them. Yeah, I need things to agglomerate, so I can use immolation, and then throw a Jaff. That's gonna pierce everyone, and then explosions are gonna happen. Pretty good. You know, tabbing Mighty Orc Knights is not the safest thing to do, but the character is so strong that I didn't really worry too much about that. I'm at half HP. I wonder if it's safe for me to drink Attraction, just to get rid of those guys. Yeah, it's safe. I decided that it was safe. Um, Upon thinking a little bit more about it, I have decided that it is not safe, and if I had to do it again, I wouldn't have done it because there was an orc sorcerer that could paralyze me there, so I should have taken that into account. I'll buy the Ring of Willpower. Well, not yet, but I'll probably buy it after seeing the rest of the shop. Obsidian Axe. I wonder if Ashenzari prevents the mesmerizing from Obsidian Axe. Normally, Ashenzari would prevent mesmerizing, but I don't know if it works for this. Yeah, its wielder is mesmerized by any visible foes. That's the reason why the Obsidian Axe is not as incredible as you would normally be led to believe by what it has. Plus one shadow scales. Those are pretty good. I might buy them and put them on. They would give me a lot of armor class. Hmm. If I switch to wearing that armor, my armor class would increase by 6, 31. I would also lose my poison resistance, which, what do we have? We have Snake. Not having poison resistance to Snake is kind of okay. I wouldn't do that first anyway, because I don't like Snake. I think that I would do Shoals first. Let me shatter the chains, get rid of this ring of wizardry, because I'm most likely not going to be doing that. And we can equip this ring of willpower. I think that I could also... Oh, hold on, let me shatter the chains. Ring of wizardry, as I said, yes. Put on the ring of willpower. Perhaps also shatter my amulet. I will shatter the amulet to put on the dream shard necklace. Mm. It's an amulet of reflection. I'm not using a shield, so whatever. Okay, I put on the Dream Shard necklace, so now I am slightly more resistant to death than you would think. I have this Scarf of Resistance if I ever want to break the +2 cloak. I will most likely do that later. I think we're good for now. I already acquired my willpower, which gives me some resistance to dying horribly. I'm still not completely immune to hexes. I will need a second source of resistance, a willpower for that, because Minotaurs get only 3 willpower per level up, instead of the 4 that my normal species do. Ogre and Deep Elf both get 4 willpower per level up. So yeah, those guys can get away with only one source. I'm not a big fan of such massive slime creatures. Yeah, it's kind of spooky. I think the correct thing to do is to re-teleport right now before I get hit pretty hard like that. Wow, okay, this thing is not dying. Wow, okay. Yeah, it was a pretty bad position for me to be fighting slime creatures. In general, you should not fight slime creatures in a corridor. It should be the other way around. You should let them surround you so that they don't melt and become more powerful. Okay. We're about to get out of the early game, which is a pretty good thing. Getting out of the early game is not necessarily equal to winning the game, but I feel like I win a very huge amount of the characters that I get to alert branch with. Sometimes, like if the character is very weak, it doesn't make it past, or it doesn't make it to the point where I can pick up a rune and go do bolts or whatever is that the character can actually do. But more often than not, I do get the chance to do that. Not to mention that this is actually a really, really strong character. I'm hitting really hard, I have really good defenses, I have pretty respectable resistances, and I have Ashenzari, so I'm immune to exploration traps. So yeah. What else can you possibly ask for? Perhaps not getting destroyed by centaurs. I am a bit surprised by how fast my HP went down. Yeah, it's just a lot of damage from this centaur warrior, pretty much all of a sudden. Alrighty. Nothing to worry about in that depths entrance bolt. Funnily enough, I've died in that specific bolt before with characters that I would otherwise consider to be very, very powerful. So I did not underestimate the bolt. I just went through it rather quickly, but it was so um, rather calculated. I guess we can put it like that. Mm. Okay, beguiling and cunning. What is beguiling? Does that have anything to do with translocations? It does. And I want translocations. And I want cunning. Okay, I'll put that on the Dream Shard necklace. I'm probably gonna also curse the Ring of Willpower. Um, I will only break that if I found a better source of willpower. Um, or a ring that included willpower, so yeah. The only way for me to take it off is to upgrade from it, so I wouldn't really. When it comes to Ashenzari curses, it really is not an issue. Like, um, you all probably have realized in your normal playthroughs of the game that you don't just run around juggling items every 3 turns or so. So, Ashenzari's downside is not really that much of a downside, in my opinion. It has never been, not even back in the old days where Ashenzari also force you to curse stuff. Mm, yeah. Old Ashenzari was strong, but new Ashenzari is, in my opinion, the best god in the game. At this point, it's not even that new Ashenzari, but it's still new to me since I remember the old version. Um, Alrighty, so we are going to go do. I could do elf. I could do elf. I could do elf. Let's see. 21%. Okay, I can't do elf. I'll go do elf when that doesn't send me to the abyss. So I guess we are doing shows for now. Yeah, I don't have a lot of jabs either, which is a slight annoyance. I wish I had jabs, but at the very least I have access to 20 charges of Wand of Flame, rather lacking. Normally I would have way more than that. Before the nerf to 1 charges, there like you could consistently get to shows with like 100+ charges of Wand of Flame, which in my opinion is a pretty good thing because Wand of Flame is only really useful in shows. Like that's the only place in the game where it truly shines. Other than shows, it's like there's other places where it's not even that good. Like I guess in Swamp it would be okay, but in nowhere in the game does it shine as much as it does in this place because pretty much every fight you're gonna be able to use it and create opaque clouds and also deal a lot of damage to whatever is standing on top of that. Ooh, Plate of Willpower is pretty good. I could enchant that. That gets rid of my willpower problems for the rest of the game. It's very tempting. It would also come with a normal class increase because I would be enchanting it, of course, but it is also heavier than the Swamp Scales. I think that I will put that on the wish list and I'll come back for that later. I don't have to make that decision immediately, but by the time I want to go to Elf or Depths, or maybe even Bolts, I should probably have my second Pip of Willpower already. Um, it is something that I can like choose to do, fortunately, because the game has provided me with enough sources of that. Is what I'm trying to say. I'll get translocations. I'm probably gonna have to get like 12 translocations, and I don't know, probably 4 spellcasting. Um, Unfortunately, Minotaur has some truly horrendous aptitudes for magic to compensate for the rather incredible aptitudes for melee and non-magical things. So casting at all might be very difficult. I'm starting to, kind of not want to do it. Yeah, because I will be wearing heavy armor. I'm no longer wearing wizardry, and I have 5 intelligence. So I think that I will abandon any plans to cast anything. I think that's just the way to go. Um, So as I was saying at the very start of the stream, over the weekend I went outside to Mexico City, and on Monday I was also gonna go to see my aunt again. I saw her on Sunday, but I wanted to see them again because I also had some family that lived in a different city that came here for or to pay respects. They didn't make it to the funeral because plane tickets were kind of expensive, but they made it here to pay their respects. Mm, and they were going back, so I wanted to see them a bit more. But I found out that I was extremely tired. Like, yeah, I was seeing quite a bit of leg pain after all the traveling that I did over the weekend. Mm, and it is not because of lack of exercise, because I do walk a lot. In recent times, I have cut down my walking a bit because I used to walk to a card shop that is close to my home, but I am not really going there anymore. Um, and that did cut into the amount of walking that I used to do. But every weekend I walk a lot, and it was still very tiresome to be out so much. Okay, that Javelineer got kind of spooky. Yeah, not gonna lie, that guy was kind of scary. I took a lot of damage from it. Not very quickly, but like I was not able to regen to full HP before I was able to deal with the Javelineer. I took like 50 damage from it. Was kind of bad. Walking is a super underrated form of exercise. For me, it helps a lot because, like, I've never had a car, nor do I have any desire to own one. I think that it is way more trouble than it's worth. And yeah, so like my whole life I've been running around in public transportation, um, buses and the subway and stuff. Mm, and I would say that that has kept me in rather good shape. I've never been like ripped or anything. You're not gonna get ripped from just like using public transportation. Um, but I do have like I can climb stairs really fast and that kind of thing. I can walk for a long for like a lot very long distances, I suppose, and it's okay. But the thing is that every time whenever I get home, I just like lose all my energy. It's always been like that. It's gotta be some psychological subconscious thing where like if I'm outside, I don't feel um, safe enough to just relax the same way that I do when I get home. That's probably what it is. Um, Pretty nasty bolt on that one. Mm, Yeah, we generally don't want to take fights when I'm standing on water in here. Not only fighting these guys is already pretty difficult, but it is even worse when you're fumbling attacks like crazy. Minotaur does not get the ability to ignore the water the same way that Ogre and Troll do. So, it's better to fight in solid ground or to equip a Ring of Flying. That is also an option, but it is not an option available to me as a worshipper of Ashenzari. Mm. This Merfolk Impaler with its distortion branded trident, it's pretty spooky. Let's see what we can do about it. We have paralysis. 54 doesn't work. Okay, please don't banish me. I'm gonna continue to do that. Okay, gonna walk towards it and poke it, and then it dies. Alrighty. The Manticore also make things a bit complicated. Hey, look at this. It's not terrible at all. I think that I could use this for a while because of the tree slaying. The -4 dexterity is gonna suck. I'm gonna lose a lot of evasion when I equip that. But the more we progress into the game, the more incentive I have to hold on for crystal plate or not crystal plate gold scales. Right now I have 9 scrolls of enchant armor, so that is quite a lot of enchant armor to have access to. It would be a shame not to use it on gold scales. The plate that I just found is a nice stepping stone towards the gold scales. Mm. Your country doesn't have public transportation. Yeah, I heard it's South Africa, right? That's pretty lame. Public transportation is a core part of my human existence. So I think it is a really good thing that should be implemented literally everywhere in the world. I would never go to a place that doesn't have robust public transportation, like not even as a tourist, because I don't know how to drive, so I wouldn't be able to rent a car, nor do I want to do that. And I would not feel well like spending so much money on taxis and Ubers and stuff. Not to mention that those can also be dangerous in their own special way. Um, so yeah, I would prefer to go to cities with public transportation of any kind, even if it's like buses, which I'm not so much of a fan of buses. That's the least favorite form of public transportation that I have to make use of here in Mexico City. But I still use them. It's better than not having the ability to transport yourself, at the very least. Mm. There is one thing that I am miss, however, or like that I consider to be an advantage of having your own way to transport yourself compared to public transportation, and that is the ability um, to go places where when public transportation is not running, which does happen every now and then. In the middle of the night, for example, wouldn't be well, like it is rather common for me to stay too long in Mexico City and then not be able to make it home without having to ask for a cab, which is pricey, and I prefer not to do it. But it does happen to me multiple times per year, unfortunately. Mm, very pricey indeed. If you walk around, your chance of getting mugged is big. You have Uber. Yeah, there's Uber in Mexico City too. But as I mentioned, kinda pricey. Mm, it's crazy. The other day, like over the weekend, I saw a friend who tries to go to the northern cities from Mexico, um, specifically Monterrey. It is very close to the border with the U.S. And my friend was saying that like it's drastically different. It's for practical purposes a different country than Mexico and Mexico City. There's not a lot of cultural cohesiveness. That's not the way that he phrased it, but it is what he was saying. Like the food is different, the working standards are different. Like mm, the way that he said it is that people there think that they're from the U.S., but it's not quite that. It is very similar to that, but it is not precisely that, because even in the U.S. there's also the same kind of thing that I am talking about. Like people from Texas and people from New York are gonna have like almost entirely different like cultural stuff, and it's the same here in Mexico City and in Nuevo León because of how far away they are from the core of Mexico, I suppose, and they're like closer to the U.S. and U.S. jobs pay more and higher standard of living, that kind of thing. Pretty interesting, that whole thing. Um, Completely unrelated to the fact my friend came back, but like the week before I met my friend, I just like ran across him. It was pretty nice. Mm, it was a surprise, but I was watching a 4-hour documentary on why like um, why Mexico is like so different from the U.S. with them being so close together and all those things. And it's just a bunch of things that I already knew, but put in a way that like when you put it all together, it makes sense, right? It pretty much went through the entire like history of the U.S. and Mexico, like the couple of 100 years that both countries have existed, pretty much since the colonizers arrived until today. If you're interested, leave me a message in the Discord, and I'll put a link to what I saw. It was on YouTube. It was super good. Yeah, YouTube offers some really high quality content for free. Mm, really nice. Mm. Hello, cool guy, dude. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Mm, your fiance would love to go to Mexico. What kind of Mexico? Because, like, as I said, you can go to like the tourist baity spots, which are like Puerto Vallarta and Acapulco and Cancun, and like all those places. You can go to those, or you can go to a more or like less touristy places like Mexico City, for example. Mexico City has a lot of things that are touristical, like a lot of museums and stuff. It's actually really cool, and a lot of places that are not necessarily museums but still are worth going to, like El Palacio de Bellas Artes, Bellas Artes Palace, Fine Arts. It's a huge building made in its entirety out of marble. It's incredible. Legend says that it is so heavy that it's actually sinking. Um, yeah, it's a pretty cool building, and it also hosts a lot of artistical events. Mm, there was this one time where a huge artist in Mexico who is called Juan Gabriel died, and it was full of people. Like it was crazy. It takes up like a whole block of the city, and it was full of people. There were so many people that walking to my job from the metro took me like half an hour, and my job is like 2 blocks away um, from the Palacio de Bellas Artes. That happened when I was still working there in downtown. That was a couple of years ago. I haven't worked since 2020. Yeah, fortunately, I haven't had the need to, though. I think that time is coming back, or like that time is coming back, is what I wanted to say. Okay, I think that at searching Polyphemus here is the safest thing to do. Then I can retreat. Okay, I slowed Polyphemus beforehand, but still I felt that it could get kind of nasty and I wouldn't really be able to disengage if things got truly nasty, so might as well go for the decisive victory instead of trying to run away and failing to do so. Mm. This layout for Shoals 4 is very complicated. Um, but yeah, Mexico City is what I would recommend because it is what I know personally, Mexico City. Mm. I live in Mexico, but I haven't really traveled to many places myself. When I was younger, we were never really the kind of family to go on vacations to many different places and stuff, or go in vacations at all. Um, we did have some time off in school, like everyone, and like time off from working, but it was not really used for traveling. At least not in the case of my family. Some cousins that I have do travel around, but not me. So I don't really know a lot of the country. I do know Puerto Vallarta and Mexico City, and a little bit of the Estado de Mexico. But that's pretty much it. Oh, I guess Querétaro as well, and Colima. Mm. So I've been around some places in my country, but not that many places. I have never been to Acapulco or the northern cities or Guadalajara or Yucatan. There's a lot of places in Mexico that I have not visited. Because when I was younger, I also, probably because I didn't get it like um, taught. I guess that's a way to put it. I was never really taught that I should want to travel and explore the country. So I never really had any interest in that. But now that I'm older, I feel like it would be an okay thing to do. Probably less expensive than traveling to other countries as well. Mm. So if I ever happen to stumble across a large sum of money, that's probably one of the things that I would do for myself. You heard most of Mexico City is sinking. Overpumping groundwater, you believe, was the reason. Yes, pretty much. That's happening. Mexico City is built in what's probably the worst possible place in the world to build a city. Um, it is probably going to not end very well um, eventually. I wonder if it will happen within my lifetime, but I anticipate that something bad will happen with Mexico City. There's been earthquakes and stuff, but I don't think that's going to be what's going to happen that will end with Mexico City. Funnily enough, like leaving that aside, it's actually a rather nice place to live in. Um, the climate is weird, like the weather is weird, but it's never like there's no tornadoes and stuff. Like there's no snow. It's never too hot or too cold. It's really nice, actually, really nice, and it's like a proper city with like public transportation and a lot of economic activity and that kind of stuff. Because of those things, it's actually not a terrible place to live in my opinion. You really want to visit Panama? Your mom's from there? Mm, maybe she can tell you something about Panama. Or she probably has told you things about Panama, and that's why you want to visit. As for myself, I have never been to any country that's not Mexico, actually. I've never traveled outside of my country. There's a good chance that I'll never do that. If it doesn't happen, it would be okay. But if I have the chance, I would like to go to Europe. I would like to like visit the Scottish whiskey distilleries and like see landscapes and beaches in the Mediterranean, in like Greece and Italy and that kind of thing. Um, yeah, just landscapes, not museums and that kind of thing. It's never been my thing to visit museums. I do have interest in history, but I feel like I get more entertainment, and it's more interesting to me mm, to like I don't know watch a documentary instead of going to a museum and seeing the things for myself because I may see them but I don't really know a lot behind the things. I just see them. And yeah, like I guess that's just how it is for me. Anyway, we got the rune from Scholz while I was talking about that. I can do bolts, I can do snake. I'll do snake, and then after doing snake, I'll break my body armor, which is my source of poison resistance. And I'll equip the other one that I am carrying around, the +6 plate. Mm. Oh, I probably should have checked what this ghost is. It's a Meteoran Fire Elementalist. You don't see Meteoran ghosts that frequently. And this guy has Iron Shot. Okay, I have a Scroll of Silence. Yeah, we don't want to get Iron Shotted. So I decided to equip the Dream Shard necklace with this character because I don't think that it will be terrible for this character to be walking around without an Amulet of Regen, which is really what the only amulet that I would consider using with this character, Amulet of Regen. Um, Vampiric Battle Axe and Scale Mail of Poison Resistance. Okay, another Vampiric Battle Axe is a very good item. I think that it's probably better than my Ledge attack. Like it deals less damage, but Vampiric is just such a strong brand. A museum doesn't mean much without a great guy. Yeah, and even if you have a great guide, you still don't. You might want to learn more about some items exhibited in the museum. And if you were in your house, like watching things on YouTube, you could investigate more about that. But if you are in a museum in a group with a guide, you would be delaying the entirety of the group, and I don't know. I would prefer not to do that personally. Um, okay, Rupert, I can probably deal with you rather easily. File of lots. Curare, curare. Usually museums have pretty good description of items close to the set item. Yes, they have like um no, precisely what you said, pretty much. I've been to some museums before. It's just a thing that I don't do a lot. I remember that when I was in elementary slash middle school, they sometimes gave me assignments that pretty much reduced themselves to go to the museum and write something about it or take some pictures. Uh, kind of to prove that you were in the museum. There were some museums that were kind of cool. Sometimes my mom went with me. Very frequently, my mom went with me actually. Um, and yeah, it was nice to spend time with my mom doing those things. Okay, it was kind of difficult to kill Rupert, surprisingly. But I got it done, and now I have a +3 vampiric ballax that I was thinking of using, but I wouldn't be able to enchant it. Oh, look at that, a scroll of acquirement. First one that I have seen this game. Oh, that's a beast of a kite shield. It's so good, in fact, that I might want to switch to a Morning Star or so to win the game. Because that gives me a resistance that I don't have, which is called resistance. I don't have resistance to negative either. So yeah, I would like to have those. The rest of the things in that acquirement are really bad. I'm probably gonna get the shield and use it. 42 and companions. Do I have anything to curse? Oh yeah, it's only the Laja tank. Okay, I could switch to a Brodax. Glass half empty. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, I play a lot of Crawl. Haven't really been streaming a lot recently because I had an uncle die like a bit over a week ago, and yeah, it's been rough. But I think it is important to continue with life as usual. In case of those things happening, like you cannot let that kind of thing just like end you. Because yeah, that's just not a good thing to happen. Life at the end of the day does not stop. Just keeps going. So might as well take advantage of that instead of losing your time. Okay, the character is actually in a pretty good spot. I didn't think that this place was gonna be as easy as it has been so far. But then again, I guess it's to be expected. At the end of the day, I'm playing a really, really powerful character. Like, I have 170 HP as an experience level 17 character. It's not something that happens frequently. Like, it straight up does not happen. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's more like what I was expecting from this place. Losing a lot of HP all of a sudden because of mighty Naga warriors. Very painful. This looks like TomeNet. It's a not Tome. It's another roguelike. Tome is also a roguelike, but it is not this roguelike. This is Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. An open source, open development, free roguelike. You could theoretically contribute stuff to it if you wanted to. There's a lot of people that contribute like art and tiles and more often than not, they also make stuff for the game, like items and enemies and places. It's pretty cool. I don't know how to code anything, so I have never done anything for the game, but I have play tested some stuff in the past and provided feedback and stuff. It's been an experience. Yeah. I've been playing Crawl for 12 years, almost 12 years. It will be 12 years on January. I think it's January 20 something. Um, 12 years of me playing Crawl. Mm, and yeah, the game is so good that it is very replayable. Sometimes I may not feel like playing Crawl, but I know that Crawl will be there with shiny new stuff for me to try when I feel like playing it. Though I do have to say that um, most of my streaming content has been Crawl related. Yeah, I've been streaming for almost 3 years, and almost the entirety of those 3 years have been Crawl. Mm. Have I tried The Ground Gives Way? The Ground Gives Way. I have heard of it, but I have never played it. I don't have emulation. I bet I just haven't been picking it up because for some reason it's auto pickup is disabled. Okay, it's not that I haven't been picking it up, it's that I have no emulation. Okay. I have 66 charges of Ice Blast. I think that I can get rid of Agnes with those charges of Ice Blast. Ouch. Yep, Agnes hurts. You don't want to fight her with anything that can miss if it's possible. There is an SA developer, South Africa. It's called Desktop Dungeons. I've heard about Desktop Dungeons as well. Never seen anything, but I've heard about it. As far as I am aware regarding that game, it is a proper roguelike, but it is also rather short, right? Like literally a coffee break roguelike, unlike Crawl, which lasts for a bit longer than a coffee break. Yeah, but I've never seen it. Maybe I should check it out eventually. Uh, if we're talking about games that people from our country have made, there's Dawn of the Mexica, which is a roguelike, Mexican roguelike made by a Mexican developer. I tried it a bit, but I am not so infatuated with the controls. I actually don't like the controls a lot. I feel like the game does it has a lot of button presses that are not really related to the combat. Like it had like a button to steady yourself when you were shooting a bow for more accuracy. Um, yeah, I didn't really like that much. Mm. A part of the thing that makes me enjoy Crawl as much as I do is um, the fact that there's not that many button presses in this game. Or like the controls are very well positioned. There's tab, but tab, I don't know, I wouldn't really consider that to be a button press. It's the same button all over and over for things that are not really that thought intensive, is what I'm trying to say. Not that pressing a lot of buttons is bad, but pressing a lot of buttons in a turn-based game is probably bad. Yeah, that's something that I would consider to be bad. Oh, yeah. Guardian Serpent doing Guardian Serpent things. Let me read teleport. Yep. Because otherwise I think I might die here. Because Guardian Serpents. Guardian Serpents. Also, I'm waiting for my teleport. Yeah, that took forever. Doesn't help that No, I thought that I was very close to the bolt. Like, the bolt is right here. I thought that I was very close to it, but it doesn't seem to actually be the case. You do one floor at a time and build a settlement with progression. I don't like progression in games. Levels are randomly generated as well. So I'm gonna tell you why I don't like progression in games. Um, I feel like most roguelike inspired games are designed around you having to grind a bit to actually, be able to play the game. Like, for example, Hades, or some other games. There's games that literally feature you not being able to beat the game on your first sitting, and that really kills my enthusiasm for a game. Um, just to put it into perspective, I won Rift Wizard in my very first attempt. I was playing it as careful as I could possibly play it. I was playing it as slowly as I could possibly play it, and I didn't build anything um, remotely as powerful as what I can build right now on Rift Wizard. But I still managed to win the game in my first attempt, and that's an experience, or that's a yeah, I guess experience is the correct word to use here. That's an experience that I cannot get from some other games purposefully. Like the developers, for who knows what reason, intentionally deprive people of the chance to win their game on the first attempt, and I don't think that's cool. Um, not only because of literally being unable to beat the game on the first attempt, but also because of what it means. To me, when you cannot beat the game on the first attempt, it means that you need to grind the game, especially if it comes accompanied by some form of meta progression. It is, in my opinion, rather disappointing when games have meta progression because of that. Okay, let's go over here. Game has a natural progression to a story, being little permanent maps more focused on problem solving, and also when you have completed the game all unlocks, classes, etc., you can place top tier dungeon levels. I'll probably check it out at some point, maybe. Oh, by the way, did you guys see that the Steam autumn sales are up? There's a couple of things that I have in my wish list that I want. But as always, I kinda find myself thinking, should I really spend this money on this game that I'm probably not gonna play, where I could be spending this money on food? And that kinda prevents me from buying things in these sales. More often than not, that happens. Mm, mm, I think that this time I'm gonna give in and buy a couple of games though, especially Crosscode. The other day I saw a video about Crosscode and it actually looked kind of cool, so I want to try it for myself. I'm very curious about that game. Pretty rough that I still have to deal with the Guardian Serpents, but at least this time I was at full HP, so it wasn't really as bad as before. Let's see if I can make it to the stairs. I think that I am powerful enough to be able to beat those guys with the amount of HP that I had, but it's better not to risk it. Yes, don't do dangerous things for no reason in this game. It's not a good thing to do. Likely to get you killed, even. Okay, we got Bashnia. She has a +2 battle axe of flaming. I wonder if she's also carrying her usual projectile or her usual launcher, and she is. Okay, I see some other monsters over there, and a sharpshooter. Okay, that sharpshooter is pretty bad. We don't want to fight Bashnia and another monster at the same time. It's kind of spooky. In fact, so much that I'm gonna use a potion of might to make this faster. Ouch. Okay. If you, for some reason, have never seen Crawl or crawl related things or roguelikes as a whole, you might want to stick around and ask some questions. I don't mind answering questions. In fact, I would consider my stream to be a permanent tutorial. That's how I personally think of it whenever I jump into the stream. I explain a lot of things to not necessarily 100% brand new players because like I don't think I have the patience to explain like controls and stuff. But I would say that my stream content is oriented towards intermediate level players, like people who know how to play the game, but that still don't get to the ability to win consistently and stuff. I think that my content is explained on laid out in such a way that I can take those people that already know how to play the game and like controls and stuff, and get them their wins by describing my thought process and what I'm thinking of whenever I'm playing the game. So yes, if you feel like this game is interesting, there's a couple of tutorials like for brand new players on YouTube, and then you can check out my stuff, which is for somewhat intermediate players. Yeah, people like you. People like you. Yeah, you're at that point already, because you already won once. I don't think you can consider yourself a new player once you have already won once, because winning is not the easiest thing ever. There's a lot of people that never won crawl. More often than not, like people who played back in the day where crawl have a lot of really annoying and bad features. Yes, I would just go as far as to say it, bad features, um, as to call them bad features that no longer exist in the game. Things like food or curses or hmm, yeah, food and curses. The experience pool as well. There were also a couple of instant deaths in Crawl, but they were never really that bad, like instant deaths in Crawl. Not as bad as NetHack ones. Yeah, those ones are pretty awful. Anyway, I got my second rune. So now I could break my body armor and replace it for the other one. I could also. Yes, I should also think about replacing my weapon for something else. When it comes to maces, this game has been kind of lacking. Yes, we have not even a branded Morning Star, which is unfortunate, let alone an Evening Star. I think that if I want to replace my weapon for a one-handed weapon so I can use that shield, I am probably gonna be better off going into the hollow blades later on. Yes, I'm probably gonna be doing that. Mm. Anyway, shatter the chains. Let's destroy the swarm scales. 27, 23 were my armor class and evasion. And that change makes it go to 36, 15, which is pretty good. I anticipate that when I switch to the gold scales later on, I'm gonna have way more armor class and about the same evasion because this gives me -4 dexterity and that actually messes with my dodging a lot. If you shatter a curse, do you lose the stat bonuses? You do. You lose the entirety of the curse and you lose Ashenzari piety, so the bonuses that you get for everything just go down a bit. That's just how Ashenzari works. The more piety, the more curse you are, the more every curse does something. The curses also kind of multiply your skill on stuff. So curse, like if you have curses on things that you have not trained for example, right here, every spellcasting skill, like it's gonna be very little that it gets enhanced, and if you train it, it just gets enhanced more and more and more. But anyway, let's go do bolts. We can probably go do bolts right now. Mm, get my third rune. Ouch. Yeah, the frost cards are not gonna be good. This is actually a pretty bad setup. This room is just evil because there's literally no tile where you can put yourself that doesn't get hit by the frost heart. Every tile here gets hit by the frost heart. I guess I can use File of Lots so I don't get hurt by the frost heart too much. Let's see if I can get rid of the warden so I can get out. Yeah, the warden trapped me in, so I was also unable to escape. That hurt a lot because I don't have cold resistance. Um, I'm training shields because I think that it is very likely that I do switch to some form of one-handed weapon. Talking about one-handed weapons, I have +3 broad axe of flaming, and I have the obsidian axe as well. That actually fits the entirety of the criteria of what I need right now. Like it's a super highly enchanted one-handed weapon. Oh, it's perfect. I have to do it. If I'm gonna do it, I need to train access first. I'm not gonna switch to it until I train access, and then I'll just switch to it and put on the shield, start training shields. I might as well acquire this shield right now because it is the future of this character. Fortunately, not only am I a Minotaur, but I'm a Minotaur of Ashenzari, so I can just afford to put experience towards whatever I want. Because Ashenzari lets you do that kind of ridiculous thing. Um, do note that I am not a big fan of shields. Yeah, I generally don't like shields. I prefer two-handed weapons. Not because two-handed weapons are like great, but because shields are a bit too nerfed, in my opinion. So I just prefer not to use them. 3 potions of resistance. I have 3 potions of resistance. It is not common for you to be able to go into a treasure trove the moment you find it, but I think I'm gonna do it because I have good resistances otherwise. Ring of Light, Guardian Spirit, Resist Corrosion, I'll carry that. Ring of Protection, Ring of Strength. Okay, that's not terrible. Still not a big fan of these so far. Oof. Oh, yeah. It was not a good throw. Um, there was a good chance of getting some really, really strong items here because it's just a ring trove, right? Like a jewelry trove. Um, it can generate artifacts, but the artifacts that it generated this time were not that great. So, kind of a dot. I'm not gonna use any of those items. I checked them all when I was picking them up. Nothing that really um, serves me a lot. Yeah, but it was okay. I feel like I would still do it again. Um, oh, come on, really? Okay, let's see what was the chance for that to happen. I didn't think that it was gonna happen. 11% chance. It should be okay because the character is really, really strong. But I do have some issues. I don't have what is this thing called? I'm not even carrying my gloves of stealth. I have some gloves of stealth that I was gonna equip right now. But yeah, I don't have stealth with this character, and I don't have regen, so this might actually be kind of dangerous. I should be careful with what I fight. Ashenzari will help a lot, because as you can see, Ashenzari lets me know where dangerous monsters are. So if I see something that's red, I just run straight in the opposite direction. And if I see something that's yellow or multiple yellows, I run in the opposite direction as well. But like one yellow monster is completely fine. That thing will torment me, lurking horror. Okay, that's a bit too much. Yes, I might want to teleport. I'll teleport. It's just safer. Ooh, gave me weakness to fire. 2 pips of weakness to fire. Okay, lots of very bad mutations. Temporary very bad mutations, but still very bad mutations at the end of the day. Okay. I was about to kill the Wretched Star, but still, look at this. I wonder if it can give you enough stacks of the minus in your stat to give you 0 of that stat. If so, that's kinda pretty bad, you know? Yeah, I consider that to be very, very unlucky. But there's not much that one can do about it other than survive the abyss. We're at the point in the game where the character it's not guaranteed to die here. Like the character has already survived a lot of situations that are like in difficulty comparable to this part of the game. As long as I don't see anything crazy like an executioner or a hell sentinel or a lich, we should be fine. Yeah, it's just like all of the monsters that could kill me are red monsters. If I see a yellow monster, I'm almost guaranteed to be able to beat it. So I'm not worried about yellow monsters, unless there's too many of them. Mm. I see the downstairs, so I can go into the third level for the rune. If I was to get that rune, I could literally leave. I see this. Is this an exit? I don't think it's gonna be an exit. I think it's just gonna be an empty arc of ancient stone. No, it is an exit. It is an exit. It's not an exit? Oh, I cannot see it. It is an exit. Okay, so I could blink into that, but I don't really need to. I can just yeah, I can just kill these guys. Very lucky. Hello, Ripofalem. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. So satisfying blocking a boulder build with FMP. What is FMP? Fulminant Prism. I have never done that actually. I do, however, like to use what is this thing called? A Scroll of Poison. I love to use a Scroll of Poison versus Boulder Beetles. It's pretty good because the Boulder Beetles tend to jump away from you. So they just like jump into the poison and they die. They're also weak to poison, so yep. Ouch. Okay. Ouch. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Oh boy. Slime creatures in corridors. Not very good. How is this looking? 14 axes. I can go buy the obsidian axe now. Time to find out if Ashenzari will prevent the mesmerize from these. Ashenzari gives you clarity, which prevents... Yes. Ashenzari gives you clarity, which prevents mesmerizing. So, theoretically it should work, but I don't know if it actually does. I've never done this before. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, no. I'm gonna have to get rid of this then. Yeah, because it's a really, really bad thing to be, affected by. It reduces the amount of options that you have so drastically. It's obviously an insanely strong item, but it's still a really bad thing to submit yourself to. As you can see, the axe summons monsters, summons allies, but yeah, it can get you into fights that are more than you can actually handle, which is really, really bad. The character is not really having a lot of issues with the fights that I've taken, however, which is something that I am grateful for. Yes, the Obsidian Axe is stronger than Ashenzari. What's up with that? That doesn't seem right. Pretty lame. I do like the small army of demons that the axe produces. It just passively summons demons like these, which generally don't do anything. At least they don't do anything in corridors, but they're pretty strong regardless. We got the Ring of the Tortoise. I cannot really afford to equip this because I need a second source of willpower. So the only thing that I would consider destroying for the Ring of the Tortoise is my source of willpower, which I am not going to do. Well, even if I don't use the obsidian axe, it's still okay because I have another axe that I could use. So this experience is not going to be wasted. Let's take the chance to use Ice Blast versus Donald. Yeah, took me a couple of Ice Blasts. Donald had a potion of resistance. Donald partially resists. But yeah, Donald is a monster with a shield, so doing things that do not check the shield is the best way to get rid of Donald. Same goes for Menace. Donald and Menace are very similar in that regard. Obviously, Menace is significantly more dangerous than Donald, but still, same tactics apply for both. Okay, so far the Obsidian Axe has not gotten me killed, but I feel like if I continue using it, it's going to get me killed. Like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So, put this on. Yes, that's fine. I got a curse of range combat. I could put that on. I could actually get that curse for the throwing, which I haven't really been doing. I should probably do it a lot more. Yeah, let's go find that Broad Axe of Flaming. Pretty disappointing that the Obsidian Axe does not work with Ashenzari, as in the Obsidian Axe will be more powerful than Ashenzari. Lost a little bit of HP, but it really is not an issue, considering how massive my HP is. Okay, I can notice the damage decrease. Like, the damage decrease is super obvious. But it is okay. I'm actually attacking at a pretty slow speed, even though I'm about to hit min delay. It's because I don't have shields skill, and I'm using a shield. But I have to use a shield. Walking around that place without cold resistance was actually really painful. So I think that I'm gonna go back to bolts. Gonna do bolts too. We will get rid of the drain that I got from unwielding the obsidian axe, and I will go do depths so I can try to get some gold scales. With the resistances that I have right now, I think that I can afford to do that, and I can literally enchant them to the cap because I have 12 scrolls of enchant armor. So it's only a matter of finding them, and then I would have a really, really tanky character. Like at that point, it's a one game, I think, because that gold scales give me great resistances, and they give me great armor class. Okay, that's fine. I was just remembering that character that I had recently, where the best thing to do was to wait for the convokers to actually convoke and then fight, because the character had ignition. So it like dealing with fights many versus one was actually easier than dealing with one versus one fights. Mages are so exotic like that. Like, there's no such a thing in Melee. Like, in Melee, even if you're using something like an axe, you want to fight in a one versus one fight almost always. Axes are just a nice thing to have for when you inevitably get surrounded. It's not that you actively want to be surrounded in the first place. Melee combat and elements, I like that. Not so much. Nah, I won't get it. The way that this is looking, I'm probably gonna have to curse my melee weapon as it is right now. Kind of lame, but it's probably gonna have to happen. By the way, this character got a relatively early Scarf of Resistance, but it got an even earlier +2 cloak that I cursed. I think it was literally the first thing I cursed, and I haven't really switched away from it since. So yeah, if this character got the Hat of the Alchemist, it's probably not gonna happen, but it would be really nice if it did happen. If I got the Hat of the Alchemist, I would immediately destroy my Willpower Ring and put on the Ring of the Tortoise as well. So the Hat of the Alchemist would result in not only me having a lot of resistances, it would probably allow me to take off the two of my rings actually. Not only would it do that, but it would also increase my armor class compared to what I'm currently wearing, which is a +0 hat that is only there so I can curse, so I can apply a curse to it for Ashenzari purposes. I should probably curse the plate actually. It's not a curse that I particularly care about retaining, but I also don't particularly care about retaining the plate. I will switch away from it in a bit. After I am done with this level, I'll go do bolts or like not bolts, but like that other place, depths. I have to focus on not dying here. Yeah, this is not looking good. I am dealing a lot of damage, but it's not fast enough, and there's still a lot of dudes. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, it got kinda complicated. You would wear Hat of the Alchemist even if it was -6. It depends on your character and the part of the game that you're in. But yeah, like the -2 is kind of a joke. It doesn't really do that. It actually gives you more armor class because it frees up everything that you may be using for resistances. If you have the Hat of the Alchemist, you don't have to use any other item for resistances because it gives you 1 pip of everything that there is. Extremely, extremely good item. I am a big fan of the Hat of the Alchemist. I don't think I care about buying any of that. Okay, let's go do depths and see what we have here. My objective is getting gold scales. That's the only thing that I want to see here is gold scales. Oh, you know what would be nice? Having condenser bane. Yes, that would be a great thing. I'm saying condenser bane because we're at a point in the game where spriggan bands are a thing that exists, and I don't have a good way to get rid of them apart from, you know, using scroll of immolation. But that was literally the only scroll of immolation that I had. So yeah. Oh, that was a Hellion. Yeah, better stay away from that. So far it's doing okay. Slow tabbing because these things can deal a lot of damage. Okay. I wonder if I'll see a better item than what I have right now. I really wonder. Probably not. Like, I mean a better weapon than what I have right now. What's your chance to paralyze? 17%. Very high. Very high. Very dangerous. At this low amount of HP, that's kind of spooky. Okay. Starting to think that I should probably just go downstairs. Yeah, I should probably just dive to try to get to depths 4. The place where it's most likely for me to find a golden dragon is depths 4 in that bolt. They can spawn in depths normally as well, but it is rare. Yeah, that kind of thing doesn't happen very often. Okay, we found the downstairs. I'm just gonna get rid of these guys and then I'm gonna go downstairs. I don't see any earth mages, so I can just get in this corridor and throw javelins until everyone dies. I've been losing a lot of jabs. Oh, not so much. Yeah. It's just kind of lame that javelins are such a rare item now. It used to be that they were way more common. Wislav, okay. And what else? Oh, multiple portals is because I am in depths, of course. Of course. Depths has multiple portals for every floor. Portals to Pandemonium and Hell and the Abyss. And Sot in the final level of the depths. I'm betting that this is the one. That's the one that I'm gonna check first. I should probably go down because there's two of them very close together. But I don't think the two of them that are very close together are gonna be the ones. I got lucky. This is the one. Pretty cool magical portal. I like all these portal bolts, like the entrances. I like them a lot. They look pretty cool. Fortitude and companions. I like fortitude. I can put fortitude on the kite shield. I don't think I care about companions, but I care about fortitude. Yep. Okay. It looks like the one on tiles. Yeah, and on tiles it does show you what it is, right? Gateway to hell. Ah, if I inspect them, they tell me. Cool. Okay. Oh, this is a party mansion. This is actually pretty good. There can be some good items here and scrolls of acquirement. Perma confused wizard. Very funny. The frat house. Yeah, there's a lot of potions of Degen here. Lots of wizards perma confused because of all the potions of Degen. And there's clouds of Degen too. Cloud formed from concentrated potions of Degen. Creatures that venture into one will rapidly lose the strength, dexterity, and intelligence. Considering that I have 5 intelligence, I think the correct thing to do is to go around. You can go in through the back, and it's actually more dangerous to go in through the back. But you can certainly do it. Gotta be careful with the wizards. I don't want to get banished again. The more the game goes on and the more levels I gain, the more unlikely it is for me to get banished. Because I gain willpower. After all, I gain willpower per level up. Every species has that. It's just that some have less willpower per level up than others. Minotaur gets 3 willpower per level up, which is the lowest that any species gets. This is getting pretty bad. I'm gonna read the teleport. Yeah, this rock slime just like deals way too much damage and has too much armor class for my very low damage melee attacks. I miss my my Laja tank. Yes, right now the Laja tank would be good, but I cannot go back to it, unfortunately. Wow, I'm keep getting teleported into this same spot. Yes, that's what I meant with going through the back door is more dangerous. That you just witnessed. Things were looking pretty bad. I had to use a lot of teleport, but fortunately I had a lot of teleport. I don't think Degen does anything to monsters. It really should, in my opinion. Okay, I should have checked what was the chance for that elf sorcerer to banish me, because elf sorcerers are more powerful than wizards. If the wizard was able to banish me, the elf sorcerer can absolutely do so as well. Hopefully there's only one elf sorcerer, however. Oh, there's another one. It says 13% chance. It's not terrible. I think I should be able to survive that. Yeah, pretty good. A scroll of acquirement, as I mentioned. Nothing. I'll get the money. Yeah, quarterstaff is quarterstaff. It's not a weapon for this point in the game. And the rest of the acquirement was bad. Disappointing. I'm not gonna say that it was not worth it because scrolls of teleport are low value. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So even if I had to use a scrolls of teleport to not die here, it is okay. Like it's not much of a loss. Demon Trident of Electrocution. That's a real big boy weapon. End game one-handed weapon, just like the Brodax. The thing is that it's not gonna be good without any amount of Scrolls of Enchant Weapon or Slaying. I have a little bit of Slaying equipped, I think. Yes, it gives me 3 slaying the plate that I will eventually destroy. Hmm. Okay, there's still a little bit that I have not explored. Um, I think those clouds are literally permanent. I think that you cannot wait them out. So let's go over here. Okay, yeah. Oh, there's nothing. I feel scammed. I might be able to go through. Okay, I was able to go through with no issues. Alrighty, now I can leave after having ransacked the party mansion. Mm. Scroll summoning on 2 butterflies. Yeah, I mean, I did get some stuff. I think that I also got scrolls of linking. Um, fear is what I got. I saw some yellow scrolls. Teleport, fear, acquirements for money. Mm. It was kind of spooky. Yeah, it was kind of spooky indeed. I was thinking of going here, but getting close to a crystal wall when I'm fighting a monster with LRD is not the wisest thing to do. So I'm not gonna do it. Okay, my training of shields has actually been going quite well. I'm attacking at mostly 0.7 delay. Sometimes I get 0.8, but it is almost entirely 0.7. I have been taking a look at that. It's still pretty lame because it's just a nerf to shields, like a straight up nerf to shields. Because back when magic numbers were a thing that existed for shields, 15 shields was all that you would need to not have penalties using a kite shield. Mm, but yeah, it's just how it is now. Not much to do about it. I don't think I'm doing the cigarettes. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going in there. Definitely not. There's no reason for me to go in there at all. Gotta be careful with these. Yes, we don't want to fight berserking iron trolls. I think the most dangerous thing about the shamans is that they don't change the color of the glyph of the monster. So like in console, I play console as you all know. It is much less visible than a monster is affected by all those buffs that effectively make it berserk without making it look like a berserking monster. So sometimes I do get blindsided by these kinds of monsters. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think that I can do this and then go down to the next floor. Originally, I was not trying to do a full clear of depths. I just want my gold scales. Plus 11 plate is pretty good. Plus 9 morning star is also really, really good. It's better than what I have. The bad thing is that it has minus 4 dexterity. I don't like that one bit. Yes, I would prefer not to use that. I think that I can use what I have right now, but I know that that other item will deal way more damage. I don't like this. Yes, I don't like this. Okay, time to use a scroll blinking. First one of the game, but it is okay. Butterflies. Okay, we are using a scroll of summoning for this guy. Oh, we got an ugly thing band. That's gonna get rid of the guy. It's also gonna get rid of everything that comes this way. But this is probably one of the strongest things that I could have gotten. Reminds me of the old summon ugly thing spell that I never really used. I saw the spell when I was a new crawl player, and it didn't really seem so strong to me. But nah, it is a strong effect to have an ugly thing or a bunch of them. You don't have the ability to paralyze me, can you? 9%, so you kinda can. Yeah, when a monster has a 9% chance to do something, you should treat it as if it had a 90% chance to do something. Mm, alrighty, kind of pricey to make a getaway from that vault, but it was better than dying, I guess. Always better than dying. We have the Morning Star and we have the plate. I should probably destroy the plate that I currently have and equip that one. I'll do that. Yeah, just because it will give me a lot of dexterity. Yeah. 4221 looks pretty good to me. I like the high dexterity. Some ugly things like mirroring yourself, but fortunately not. I don't like this. I should probably go upstairs. Yeah, talking about mirroring yourself, Mana can definitely do that. Mana will not hesitate when it comes to mirroring me. I especially do not like the sod trap on the other side of this. Yeah, this sod trap is super bad because I don't know if you have noticed, but monsters will not hesitate to step on it. Yeah, when you get when a monster steps on a sod trap, it has a 1 in 3 chance to affect you, and if it does decide to affect you, that deals a lot of damage, or it does a lot of very, very bad things, to be more precise. Doesn't directly deal a lot of damage. Um, mm, come on. Okay. What did you have? A Demon Blade of Freezing. No one has great one-handed weapons for me. Okay. This Shining Eye gave me the excuse to drink a potion of mutation. Let's go ahead and do that. I think I want to drink another one. Rhombus, my trapezoid, thank you for following. I appreciate the follow. I don't like the armor fits poorly on your stringly shaped body. I'll do it. Okay. I have clarity, which I already had, and I'm covered in fur. That gives me 1 point of armor class, and no other benefits other than 1 point of armor class. Okay. Ouch. Yeah, I gotta be careful with things that can malmutate me, because I'm out of potions of mutation. That looks like fun. I'll go over there. Probably can kill all of those monsters without a lot of complications. So yeah, before SOT I want to have gold scales. Gold scales give me the very important to have resistance to poison. Going into SOT without that is a death sentence. Or it forces you to go through the game very, very slowly. Because there's some monsters that take forever to kill if you are forced to fight them without poison resistance. Any draconian, like the green draconians, are going to shoot clouds of poison on top of you, and like yeah, you cannot prevent that. You have to reposition if they do that, and you don't have the resistance. And that's why I prefer to have the resistance. Okay, gotta be careful with the draconian shifter. Gotta respect them the same way that you respect guardian serpents, or even more. I would even go as far as to say that guardian serpents are more dangerous than draconian shifters because they appear much earlier in the game, at a point in the game where you're probably gonna be weaker. But in the end game, you can probably deal with being in the receiving end of draconian shifter. Of a draconian shifter's shifting. Whether it is shifting you or shifting others. Both can be pretty dangerous. I'll get strength. Not scales that time. Yeah, that's 1 golden dragon, 0 scales. Let's continue. Ouch, I got super poisoned because I was fighting 2 green ugly things. And the poison almost killed me, funnily enough. If it had truly been an issue, I could have fixed it, so it was not that dangerous. But that's not a luxury that you get with monsters that shoot poison clouds on you. So what is the curse? Melee and evocations. Whatever. I will take the curse. 25 shields. I guess I can win with 27 shields. I haven't gotten 27 shields in like forever. Cloak of Willpower. I will destroy my cloak that I've had from the very beginning, and I will curse that one. Okay, now I have 2 sources of willpower. No more do I have to fear the denizens of places like Elf or Bolts. Yeah, I was still afraid of some dudes in Bolts. Okay. You block the Juggernaut's attack ×2. You love to see it. Alrighty. That's it for depths 4. I literally only saw 1 golden dragon. Okay, in that case I have to clear this level, which is probably significantly more dangerous than my depths 4. But it also probably has more golden dragons than my depths 4. Do you have poison resistance? Scale mail. Oh, I thought that it had a shield of poison resistance. I was briefly considering using that and ice scales or so. Even though ice scales wouldn't really be that good because I don't have fire resistance. Okay, for a second my HP dropped a lot, but that was because I was surrounded by flaying ghosts. What are they called? Flayed ghosts, or something like that. Flayed ghost, yep. Quicksilver Dragon. I would have been excited about a Quicksilver Dragon earlier because it gives resistance to, or it gives willpower, but I don't need that anymore. I already got my second source. 2 sources are all that you need. What flayed me? Okay, better not Leroy Jenkins into all of that, especially after I got flayed. This position, it doesn't make me, it doesn't hit me twice, right? No, it doesn't. Okay, I was thinking that the crystal would make it bounce towards me again. Fortunately, it was not the case. Okay, it only took me 2 golden dragons to get scales. Very nice. Funnily enough, I literally just cursed my body armor, and now I have to uncurse my, or like destroy it. We're gonna lose a lot of evasion. 43.22. We're gonna go to 35.16, but I will enchant it to +11 at the very least. Worth it to hold on to those scrolls of enchant armor for so long. Now I have 46 armor class. And really good resistances, game-winning resistances. I can literally win the game now. If I was to get banished, I would definitely just grab the rune. In fact, I might not do bolts. I might just do the abyss and just get the rune from the abyss, just to speed up the process of winning the game. There's a disadvantage in that. I could get malmutated, and it could be really bad. I also am still lacking like a really good weapon. I guess I can switch to the Morningstar. Morningstar probably deals way more damage than this. Alright. So let's see, damage rating 38, damage rating 43. But I am super corroded. What if I'm not corroded? It still says the same. What about this? Current attack delay 0.7. Your skill CX 16.7. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Alrighty. Hopefully I can get a final scroll of enchant armor so I can have a fully enchanted set of gold scales. Not necessary, but I definitely like to have fully enchanted gold scales. It's not something that happens very often to me. I generally find them, and I don't have enough enchant armor to fully enchant them. So all these loot, and the thing that truly mattered was the gold scales. That was not even on the floor. I had to take them from the dragon. I got something interesting actually. I got Condenser Bane finally after a point in the game where I don't really need them anymore. Like I got them so late, or like I got it so late, but it's still an okay thing to have access to. Better than not having it, I suppose. Alrighty. Gonna drop this Ring of Ice and this Ring of Resistance to Corrosion. We are not gonna need them, and I'll carry the Scroll of Immolation for sure. I don't even need to do that awful bolt. I can tell it's an awful bolt because it has 2 red monsters. I don't care about that. I don't have to deal with that kind of negativity in my life. Fortunately, I don't have to do that to win the game, so I'm not going to do that. Let's go to the Abyss. Because I think the Abyss is the fastest third rune that I can get. So I can finish the game. Funny thing that I got banished just a little bit ago, and now I am voluntarily going into the Abyss. I can probably tank this. Yeah, it's probably not. It is not an issue. My shield gives me also 2 pips of resistance to negative, so that protected me quite a lot. I don't think I care about that curse. I wonder if you can get unlimited piety with Ashenzari by exploring the Abyss. Probably not. Okay. I want to go to Abyss 3 and no deeper than that. I can probably deal with these guys. Gateway leading out. You know what? It's safer to just get out and go back in because the game offered me such an option. Might as well take it. Let's do it again. Yeah, taking a play from the Pandemonium playbook. Like if you're in the Pandemonium and you see a portal to the next realm, it's just faster to take it because it like reveals more tiles than exploring the level that you're currently in. Elements and Cunning. I like Cunning. Cunning gives me Cunning gives me evasion. I have 14 evasion. It went down a little bit. Bit of a shame. Do I want to go deeper into the Abyss? I don't think so. I feel like it would be extremely unsafe for me to go deeper than Abyss 3. So I'm not gonna voluntarily go deeper than Abyss 3. I want to see if I can get the rune from Abyss 3. I already have 2 runes, so I only need 1 more. You detect the Abyssal rune. Beautiful. Where is it? It's right there. I'm gonna go straight towards it. Would be nice if I had enough Tremor Stones, but I have not found it. It would be really, really good right now. Meph? Seriously? Meph Clouds? At this point in the game, I don't think I should be affected by Meph Clouds. Okay, we're in a little bit of a complicated position because I am engulfed, and that prevents me from reading scrolls. I also cannot step away, so this is actually really scary, despite what it looks like. Surrounded by rather weak monsters, but I don't like even this is probably the weakest thing. It doesn't really have 150 HP because it's the opposite of a slime creature. Like slime creatures are their own separate entities and they bunch up to make a big slime creature. This starts as a 150 HP entity and it splits into smaller ones that then get absorbed. So probably meleeing this once or twice will make it lose its spot, like get absorbed by its neighbor. But the thing is that when that happens, one of these three monsters will take its spot. So I should probably just try to kill this. The tentacles will die alongside this star spawn. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage here. This is pretty bad. It's getting to the point where I am getting paralyzed because there's so many of these things. I'm gonna refill blinking blink over here. This would be a pretty good time to have some form of regeneration, which I do not possess, unfortunately. I'll drink Might. Okay, that kills the Quicksilverus very quickly. And that was also another option that I had, but I decided not to do it. Yeah, this is a much better spot for me to be fighting these guys. Alrighty, now that we have gotten rid of the Star-Cursed Mass, we can probably continue. Let's go try to grab that rune. Oh, these melee are what got killed by the clouds. Alrighty. This is pretty bad, by the way. I don't have a good way to hit them. I don't have area of effect attacks with this character. So many melee. Okay, I am starting to think that I should probably not do this because the melee are difficult to kill and there's so many of them. The thing about melee is that they hit, they smite and they do it really fast. So melee can always deal damage to you. Obviously, that's an issue when you have such low HP. Yep. At least Berserk melee don't smite. Yeah, but that's still pretty bad. I'm gonna blink away again. Pretty nasty Rune Bolt, I have to tell you. Okay, Lightning Rod is a really good thing to use against those because it ignores evasion. Any effect, like effects that ignore evasion as a whole are really, really good. I wonder if I can drink Ambrosia here. Okay, it got me back enough HP so I can actually turn around and fight. As long as I don't see melee, we are good. Yeah, like White Band is obviously a joke. Okay, there's a gateway leading out. I'll go ahead and grab that. Right after grabbing my rune, I fought for it quite a lot, so I think I deserve it. Okay. Okay, for a second I thought that I was gonna get teleported, but fortunately, no such thing happened. Okay, get me out of here. Yes, get me out of here. That was kinda complicated. I almost died, but that's it for the Abyss, and that's it for my third rune. I haven't even done the entirety of Bolt, but I think I can go do Sot. Like, the character is really that strong. I don't need to do the entirety of SOT either. I can just go straight down. And in fact, that's the correct thing to do with this character, I think, because I don't have a lot of potions of mutation. In fact, I have one. Yeah, 3 intelligence. Yeah, you thought I got delayed. If you want to be on a B7, I guess. Does getting out and getting in can take you deeper? Because I did it like 5 times and it didn't do it. Okay. Yeah, I saw the chance to make a kill hole, might as well take it. Kill holes are the best way to deal with anything in this game, and that's why it's so difficult and so expensive to make a kill hole. I'll curse the gold scales. I forgot to enchant it, and not that I had that scroll anyway, so it's not really an issue. Oh, the Abyss 7 was in reply to the Infinite Ash Bite, I think. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Alright, free fast SOT today. Sometimes I have great complications in diving SOT, but not this time. All 3 stars are very far, so I have to do this level. It is the safest thing to do is to actually do the entirety of the level. That's a really, really bad bolt. You don't want to be there. The thing about that is that the way that it was set up, the electric golems were eventually going to step here, and you could get teleported into the electric golems, or they could get teleported out. So yeah, might as well not engage with that. Javelins. By the way, I have silver jabs for the Orbs of Fire. I rarely get to do it, but I will absolutely do it this time. Silver jabs for the Orbs of Fire. I like how golden dragons are still marked as extremely dangerous. In reality, they're not. Yeah, I can tell you right away, they're not extremely dangerous. They're only marked as extremely dangerous because they have a very high hit dice, I think. They're one of the few dragons that you can kill to fully enchant Wormbane. It doesn't fully enchant the Wormbane on the one kill, but it's the dragon that one of the few dragons that you can kill to get it from plus 17 to plus 18 is what I'm trying to say. Might as well get rid of these guys to, avoid any potential annoyances when going out. Yeah, when on the way out of here. We don't want to be stuck in a situation where we want to get out but can't because there's monsters blocking the way. Ouch. Got hit by a crystal spear from this guy. 52 damage. Better take care of that guy right now. Or else. Yeah, these fights have been awkward. Very, very awkward fights. As in, they're not really going my way. I think that I want to blink. I think that blinking right now is the correct thing to do, actually. Yeah, just reposition a bit more. Maybe even make a kill hole. How many digging charges? 12. Okay, that's more than enough. Ouch. I have the Dream Shard necklace, so you don't have anything to fear. Not really at risk of dying. If I wanted to continue playing the character, I would probably go do a lot of things that I'm not doing. I would probably go do Elf and Bolts, and I probably wouldn't have gotten my third rune from the Abyss. I would have gotten it um, from Bolts or Slime, as I often do. But this time I want to end the character already. Mm. Okay, I got 27 shields. It's 27 shields, so it is not worth it for me to continue training it other than the title. But I don't care about the title. Yeah, the title is Minotaur Barricade. It's Shields is one of those skills that gets a different title um, depending on the species of the character that you get it with. Pretty cool. I get the Swords title quite frequently. Berfolkian Blade and Demon Blade and all that stuff. But the Shields title almost never. I think throwing and no, I think it's only throwing the one that has yeah, only throwing and shields are specific to the species. Oh, throwing shields and swords, I think. But there may be more. There may be more um, that change depending on your species. Yeah, I have a lot of charges of digging. It's not common. Um, I feel like in the game as it is nowadays, you get to the late game and you have like literally one instance of having found a wand of digging in the entirety of a 3-rune game. So you're running around SOT with 5 charges. I often run out in SOT on the way down. I often run out. It is annoying. Companions and Fortitude. I like Fortitude. I'm not gonna be switching away from this Morning Star, so I'm just gonna curse it. Yeah, finally 6 pips of piety with Ashenzari. Literally, finally. Turn 56,000 reached 6 pips of piety on the Ashenzari. If you don't get to 6 pips of piety, you don't get a trophy in the tournament. That happened with me, or that happened to me with Sif Muna once. I was so annoyed at such a thing happening to me. Especially because I did go through the entirety of the game with Sif Muna. It's just that Sif Muna piety gain is so messed up that if you're resting too much, you cannot get to 6 pips of piety. No alarm traps. Other than the ones that are already inside. So those ones don't do anything for me. Alrighty, that's a lot of extremely dangerous stuff. Might as well run away. I have 5 haste. Now I have 4 haste. Okay, perfect kill hole right outside of the SOT 5 bolt. It's a very, very rare luxury. Okay, gotta drink some potions of curing because I don't have regen. Okay, 4% chance to paralyze, it's not gonna happen. It would be way higher if I had gained a couple more levels. Like, with 2 sources of willpower, I could have 0% chance to get paralyzed by a Dread Leech. But I don't have it because I'm only experienced level 22. But yeah, this goes to show that with a strong enough character, you don't really need to be experienced level 27 to win the game. However, Minotaurs are more the exception than the rule. Like, Minotaurs are ridiculous. Okay, I was thinking that I was heavily regretting not getting all, or like sacrificing all my potions of resistance for that treasure trove that didn't give me anything. But I have one, so worst case scenario, I can drink a potion of resistance. Yeah, Ashenzari helps a lot as well. The skills are crazy. To be completely fair, however, without Ashenzari, I probably wouldn't have skilled a lot of the things that I have skill on. Like, I maybe wouldn't have gotten throwing, and I maybe wouldn't have gotten so many weapon skills. I have 3 weapons skills, like axes, maces, and staves. Resistance to begin with, haste, and might, and summons. Okay, we got some pretty bad summons. Not that it matters too much, it's just that I wanted the summons to hopefully like distract some damage away from me. It was fine. Tentacle Monstrosity somehow managed to survive the Orb of Fire. Okay, yeah, having summons helps a lot when it comes to distracting these guys. 4% chance to paralyze, or not to paralyze, to petrify. Very spooky. Getting malmutated, we don't particularly care about those. It really is not an issue, so we can just ignore them. There's more coming. Oh, there's a golden dragon. Yeah, we don't care about the golden dragon. That's not actually scary. I am running low on HP because I don't have regen, so I kinda want to disengage. Okay. I still have enough consumables to do the rest of this. 3 might, 3 haste. It was nice to play Crawl again, but to be completely fair, I just like picked something super strong because I didn't want to suffer through Crawl today. I wanted to enjoy Crawl. Okay, if this guy Crystal Spears me at almost dead, that would be pretty lame. Fortunately, it does not. We're fine. Like, the game may say you're too hurt, but in reality I'm not too hurt to deal with this electric golem. Yeah, not with this monster of a character. Very strong character. Okay, never mind, it's killing me. I don't have heal wounds. You're almost destroyed. It's a shame, but I have to disengage. I have the amulet, and I have never seen how the amulet works, but I should not waste it. Okay, I think the Tentacle Monstrosity is just gonna get rid of the Electric Golem. Surprising that it's been so dangerous. Oh, never mind. The Electric Golem actually destroyed the Tentacle Monstrosity. Like it was nothing. Okay, yeah, it was as easy as that. It was just that I had a bad streak of variance earlier. I was unable to kill the electric golem at almost destroyed for like 7 turns in a row. Pretty lame. Pretty lame. I'm not a big fan of such a thing happening when it comes to Crawl. Too much variance. Oh, I got marked. Okay, better take the chance to run away. I think I'm gonna haste. No, don't do that. We don't want to be in the receiving end of that. I lost my haste at some point because purple draconians. But yeah, I also lost the mark. But as you can see, the mark played in my favor, pulled a bunch of monsters into my kill hole. Yeah, I accidentally drank this ambrosia, but I might as well let it roll. It's not an issue. Okay, the monsters were walking away. It's pretty cool to have Ashenzari. I like this version of Ashenzari without the scrying. The scrying was very annoying and very rarely actually useful. The colors were more than enough indicator of what you should or should not be fighting against. Like you see multiple reds, perhaps don't do that. Or a lot of yellows too. But gray monsters, yeah, you can take on an unlimited amount of gray monsters because they don't really pose that much of a threat. The invisible or like the transparent walls that effect that Shensari gave you made it so that you could often not rest. Like it stopped out to rest for monsters that were not really an issue in a way that this effect does not do. So I like this effect a lot more. Okay, some heavy hitters. I'm out of buff potions. One haste, two might. I'll use a might. And obviously no resistance. I lost my clarity. Not that it matters because I have Ashenzari. That Orb Fire dealt 25% of my HP in damage. Very bad, very bad. And it was alone. Okay, I'm gonna rest to full HP again. There's still another two extremely dangerous monsters. They can be Orbs of Fire or Leeches or Killer Clowns. I think they can also be Electric Golems normally, but not for this character. For this character, Electric Golems are not extremely dangerous. I'm gonna use my last might. Yeah, running out of might is not as bad as it would be for me to run out of other things. This would be a perfect time to have Fogu. Yeah, Scroll Fogu would be incredible here. Scroll Butterflies is very, very bad for this position. It's funny because butterflies and Fogu are very different. I think that I have mentioned it in the past, but I think that they could reasonably both exist in the game. Because they behave very differently and like they fulfill very different roles. Yes. Just to make it obvious, right now, if I was to use butterflies, it would not do anything versus any of these leeches, while Scroll Fogu would break line of sight, giving me time to buff, which I have to do because I'm kind of stuck in a fight against a bit too many things at the same time. Yes, it would break the line of sight of that Tormentor. It would be very good. But I don't have access to it. Boy, I don't like this. I only have two blinking. I think that I can wreath teleport perhaps. Um, um, the bolt of dispelling energy hits you? What shot that? Purple Draconian. From all the way over there, and it hit me. Man, Scroll Butterflies is so bad compared to Scroll of Fogu. It's so bad at this point in the game. Yeah, I don't think that I can survive these. I think that I have to teleport away because I don't think that I can kill those things fast enough. Like, sure, I may kill one of the Dread Leeches, but the other ones, or the other one will have summoned Tormentor and Hell Sentinel kind of thing. So I have to wait for the teleport to trigger. Normally it would be easier to Fogum, but I don't have access to that because no such thing existed in my game. Am I close to any teleport traps? I am not, so I cannot step on that. Do I have haste? I don't, because the purple draconian got rid of it for me. I think that I'm gonna die. Oh, look at that! That was a really fast teleport. What's up with that? It was really fast. I'm surprised. Like, why was it so fast? It took me like 5 turns. It never is that fast. Yeah, crazy. I guess it is. It was or it felt pretty fast because I was not immediately about to die. I was in a bad position and I was eventually gonna die, but I was not gonna die within like 3 turns, which is normally the way that it is when you teleport. But yeah, the perks of actually teleporting at full HP, even in SOT, it can be quite good. I also got really lucky with my teleport because I could have landed in this side, and even though I hit a mark trap earlier, there may still be a lot of monsters in there that could be nasty. Okay, a single Dread Lich, not an issue. Not an issue. The Executioner is barely a concern with 48 armor class and 19 shield. It's not gonna do a lot to me. Curse though. I don't have potions of 3, so no preventing the torment. That's not great. Hello Kozizu, thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I am playing Kroll, about to finish this character, as you can see. It's been a pretty strong character so far. It's gotten some pretty okay stuff, but more importantly, I got Ashenzari. I didn't pick Ashenzari. I got a Fated Altar that gave me Hep, Uskayo, and Ashenzari, I think it was. Was it Hep? Because it was Uskayo and Ashenzari. I don't know which. Oh, it was Wujia and Uskayo and Ashenzari. That's what it was. And I was like, I'm okay with whatever one of those 3 I get when it comes to the kind of character that I want to make. And I got Ashenzari, so I'm playing an Ashenzari character. It's just how it is. Ashenzari characters gotta do what Ashenzari characters do, which is destroy the game because they're super broken. Because Ashenzari is the best god in the game. Another extremely dangerous monster. I thought that I had already gotten rid of everyone. It's an Ancient Lich. I want to get rid of it before I pick up the Orb. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, stop that. Very awkward. Yes, it took forever. And that guy was dealing some very real damage. Bit of a shame. Okay, I think I can do this. Pick up the Orb, hit the teleport trap, get put in a pretty bad spot, walk away, go D0. I think that I can probably hit these guys. Just like get rid of them. I like the fact that I lost so much HP doing that. Especially since I don't have... Let's see if I can make it teleport away. Perfect. Yeah, it's very bad for me to take damage since I don't have regen. So taking damage here is gonna be damage that stays with me for quite a while. I don't want to go up those stairs because those are unexplored stairs. I see a Panlord. I didn't get the chance to see what it had. It is not fast. It is weak to fire. It doesn't have extremely dangerous spells. It only has somewhat dangerous spells, so I can just walk away from it. I didn't do the entirety of Depths 2. Yeah, I skipped so much of the game. Those are Hellions. Better not be in the line of sight of Hellions. That will hurt me a lot. Oh. Ice Fiend. That's pretty bad. Yes, it is. It is especially bad that I don't have what is this thing called? Haste. I have one blinking, but I don't have haste. My best bet is using butterflies. I'm hoping that the Ice Fiend loses enough turns hitting butterflies that I can run away. Which it does. Okay, beautiful. What was that? Oh, I didn't see this. Oh, they're not good, at the very least. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that. Helion. I should kill that. Yes, the correct thing to do is to kill these. There are some monsters that you run away from, and there's some monsters that you kill, and Helions are the monsters that you kill, because they're faster than you are, and they hit you for a lot of damage. Fast, Firestorm. At least it's a very weak Firestorm. 8 dice of 12 is not terrible. Yeah, just a little Firestorm. I think that I can run away from this guy. Butterflies is kind of strong because it affects monsters even if you're not within their line of sight. That's not something that Scroll of Falgood does. Tsitsi Mittel. I gotta kill this. Yeah. It's too close to me for me to run away from it. I would probably try to run away from it if I had what is this thing called? Haste. But I don't have it. Oh no. This is actually really bad. I don't have any more blinking. I used my last one. And I have an Ice Fiend next to me with a Hell Sentinel. It was a Hell Sentinel, right? I was being chased by a Hell Sentinel. Yeah, this is a pretty bad spot. I might want to read a teleport. Yeah, let's see if I can get away with teleporting. Don't do it again. Okay, that's fine. Very scary. I'm gonna make it to the stairs. Yes, I made it to the stairs and then I got teleported back to the start. Well, at least I can go in the opposite direction. I don't want to have anything to do with these guys. Another one! Another Hell Sentinel. Okay. I mean, I have butterflies, so I can use it and run away. But that was ridiculous. It's been unlucky. Yeah, this has been a rather unlucky orb run. No Panlords or stuff, or like no strong, truly scary, I'm gonna die Panlords. But still, you probably shouldn't be in the receiving end of so many greater demons on a character that is experience level 23, you know? Let me get you an updated dump. There you go. Just back in time for the orb run. You are correct. We're about to be done. It's been rather exciting of an orb run. There we go. Twitch.tv/9settler. So that was pretty good. That was pretty good. It was rather difficult at some points, but the character was a Minotaur. There's not much else to say. It was a Minotaur. Really strong character, kinda ridiculous. I got some bad mutations by the end. String mutation, celebratory mutation. You do not regenerate when monsters are visible. Well, it was pretty good. This game lasted for 3 hours, but by the time I picked up my second rune, I kinda was through with the character. Like, I was like, okay, I proved all that there was to prove. I think that I can just end the game now. Yeah, I think that Crawl, as it is right now, is kinda too lengthy. I would like to see a version of Crawl where Sot is not rune locked. If you think about it, that's kind of what I did this time. Like, I did Bolts too, And then I went to depths for gold scales, and I was like, wow, I'm really strong, and I got my gold scales. Might as well just win the game now. And I did that. I could have done the entirety of bolts and the entirety of elf and crypt and all that stuff that I almost never do. But it was not necessary for me to do it to win the game. So let's go ahead and do it. Alrighty. There we go. 3 hours and 11 minutes. Pretty good. It was enjoyable. I had not played Crawl in a while, so it was a good character to come back to Crawl. However, I don't think that I want to play Crawl tomorrow because once again, like I already sated my desire for Crawl, and Trunk is still pretty stagnant. So I think that I'll play Crawl whenever I feel like it or whenever I want to try something new from Trunk. Maybe I won't stream tomorrow. I still don't know. It all depends on what I feel like. But I could also play Rift Wizard. Um, with that being said, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you for watching. Do consider following my YouTube because I'm gonna be moving to that. Um, yeah, just searching for greener pastures because Twitch is pretty rough.